The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers Podcast, show number 309. We record on May the 30th, 2020. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus also known as Jesus Walks Out. Today, I'm joined by my friend from the West Coast to Best Coast, Gunny Chief Henry Merrill. Welcome back, Gunny. Welcome.
Good day to you, gentlemen. How are you?
Howdy.
Hi. Things are wonderful out here.
Cool.
Well.
Good. And protesting in Little Ohio, the Mayo. Steve, welcome back.
Hey, what's up, Jesus? How are you doing?
Good.
Can you imagine 100 tractors going down Farmer Street in Ohio? That would be... I want to see that on YouTube.
That would be how they. That'd be how they protest in Ohio. Driving fucking tractors and throwing corn at people. You guys probably have a corn festival, don't you, out there?
Actually, in the town I grew up in, they had a corn festival.
It
was actually called the Corn City. Was the town's nickname.
Oh wow! Anyways, you can follow us on Twitter _Horrible Gamers. Listen to review on iTunes and all that good stuff. Thumbs up on Stitcher, whatever. Horrible Gamers Podcast community is our close group. You can join that group. That means that it's closed because you have to answer a few questions to get in. And once you're in, anything you post in the group stays in the group. That's right. And you can support the show with the money over at patreon.com/horrible gamers, like our friends have, such as
there's many. There's a lot.
Adam Sunday, Alan Maybe H, Bill Gonda II, Brandon Willier, Brian Capessa, Chad, Evan Tanaka, Henley M, Commandalorian, Jesse Kraft, John Jerome. What the fuck's going on here? This is the wrong list. John Jerome, Jonathan D. Hall, M. Polo, Mechmod, Native Lives Matters, Nipron, Pork Chop Poo, Robbie Wheat, Robert Noble, Sean Patrick, Steve Willier, the Mayo, and Vader Holic. Woo! Thank you guys for being patrons.
Yeah, thank you guys.
The list is weird. It's like a change to alphabetical order. It used to be different, I think. And it threw me off. Reading the names. It just threw me off, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry.
You better be sorry.
It's okay this time, Jesus.
You can head on over to Stitcher and sign up for a premium account, Mayo. Get access to ad-free listening as well as exclusive premium content. When you sign up for Stitcher Premium, make sure to use promo code Horrible Gamers. That's right. When you use Horrible Gamers as your promo code, Gunny, you get a free month of Stitcher Premium. It's easy to sign up. Just head on over to Stitcher.com/premium. Use promo code Horrible Gamers to get yourself a free month of Stitcher Premium.
Go find those good shows.
Good, yeah. Well, okay.
Verified and Hope in Darkness.
Gunny, that's enough. We can only pay for 20 seconds, damn it. Oh, and you head on over to Redbubble and support the show by buying some gear. Go ahead over to Redbubble, search for Horrible Gamers in the search bar. When you find the store, you can buy gear from us, directly from us. Well, not from us, but from somewhere, from Redbubble, and it goes to us, I guess. Something. Money exchanges somehow. Anyways, you can support the show by buying a t-shirt, some coasters, a poster, a toaster, and roaster.
And socks.
Jesus, I'm thinking about buying that shower curtain.
You buy that shower curtain, Mayo. I want to see your shower have that shower curtain.
I need to buy a new one.
You need to get that shower curtain. I thought about buying that shower curtain. You know what? I think I'm gonna buy it. Maybe you should buy it first. I need to see like a demo of it. You need to buy it first. You need to tell me the quality of it, and then maybe I'll buy it.
I think the bathroom in my new place, it has glass shower doors.
Well, then you break the glass. Listen, you break the glass. Break the glass and then use a shower curtain.
But I think the other bathroom has a shower
There you go.
Rod. We'll put it in that room.
Anyways,
we'll look into it.
Head over to Redbubble, support the show at Redbubble by searching Horrible Gamers and buying some gear. Anyways, let's move on now to the intro song. It's done by Fowler and Twistix. Quick shout out to them. We got a HGP remix for their song Breakout, and also the outro music this week will be provided to you from our friend Ricky Alfares. He sent us a new song called Electro Kung Fu.
Oh yeah.
Electro Kung. I thought it at first said Kung Flu. I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no. What's going on here? But no, it says Electro Kung Fu. So there you go. Thank you, Ricky. We're going to be using your music today for the outro of the show. Let's talk about video games, guys, and we've been playing this week. I played some games. I play games. I play games.
Did you? What?
I tried to play games with you, but we couldn't get hooked up.
I played more Red Dead Redemption 2 online with Brink. Actually, I gifted him the game. You know, he's my friend, and I gifted him the game. And we were playing online, and the online with friends is so much fun on the PC. Like, we were doing this mission. It was really cool. It's a story mission. So there's a campaign in the online. I don't know. I talked about this last week. I know I did, but I'm talking about it again, motherfucker. You, yeah, I'm talking about it again. Anyways, this mission. It requires you to have, like, dishonor. Like, you know how there's the honor meter that goes up and down, honorable and dishonorable or whatever for committing crimes or helping people or whatever. So for, like, to, like, trigger these new sets of missions, you had to be dishonorable. So the way you could do that is either by, like, straight up murdering people and robbing people and killing everything in the fucking world. Or you can just pay this guy, like, 3 gold bars and he can change it to whatever status you want it to be. So, like, say you need to be honorable and you are dishonorable, and you don't want to go through the whole thing of, like, petting your horse and feeding the fucking horse and helping strangers or whatever. Like, you can just pay this dude 3 gold bars and he makes you honorable or whatever. Same thing.
Oh, so it's pay to win now, huh?
Kind of, not really, but you don't really win, but you do pay to, like, advance faster the story. Anyways, I have like 45 gold bars. I don't know how I have so many, but I have like 45 gold bars in the game. So what I ended up doing is I ended up paying the dude, and I went to dishonorable, like all the way down to dishonorable. It doesn't go all the way down. It kind of goes just to, like, enough where it triggers it, you know what I mean? Like, it knows, like, where it's going to trigger the missions at what level, and it just takes you right there, and boom. And sure enough, the missions pop up, and you start doing missions with this dude who, he used to be part of this gang, this outfit. He's like, I used to be part of this outfit, but they betrayed me. Now I'm going to go get them. Yeah. But anyways, so you had this big plan. The big plan was to, like, this big robbery they were going to do, and they were going to make a lot of money. Good. Feel too rich now, Mayo. And so they had this big plan, but they double-crossed him, and now he wants revenge on his old gang. But he doesn't want to be seen killing them, so he wants you to kill them for him. And you pretty much fight this gang in this, like, fort, and you kill this dude. You take this map, and this map has the plan or whatever that they were going to do. They were going to rob this bank in Saint Denis, but the way they were going to rob it was they were going to steal a stagecoach, which is like the Pinkerton's stagecoach or whatever, kind of like, think of like Wells Fargo. You know, like Wells Fargo has that stagecoach in their logo. Think something like that, right? So they got a stagecoach. And then you got to go, so, like, in one mission, like, you go and you hijack the stagecoach from, like, the Pinkertons. Like, so, like, it's a bunch of Pinkertons, like, the detective agency. They're rolling through town or, like, the forest. And you pretty much ambush him and you kill all of them. And you take their stagecoach and you run it, like, super fast. You have to, like, fucking protect it or whatever. And then you take it back to base, this house, and you hide it. And then you go and you steal a bunch of uniforms from the Pinkerton agency. So you go and you steal, like, all these uniforms and shit from them, from, like, this train car or something. You hijack a train, you steal a bunch of uniforms. And then pretty much the mission goes down where, like, you and your 3 other people that are in your story mission, so you and 3 other players that are the online players, you all dress up like Pinkerton agents. You, like, have, like, the suits on and shit, the badges. And then you get into the stagecoach, and you're riding in Saint Denis, and you pull up to the bank, and the manager's waiting for you because it's like they're supposed to pick up the deposits or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, I've been waiting for you guys forever now. You guys showed up a little early today, huh?" And they're like, partner, That's what you say. You don't really talk in the online. You just like grumble and shit.
Sure thing.
Partner. And then he's like, "Oh, let me go and take you back here and open this safe now real nice like." And then he goes to the back and he opens the safe. And then once he's inside, he lets you like into the safe room or whatever, you have a choice to like tie him up or kill him. So like I hog tied him real quick. I pull out my rope and he's like, "What's going on now? Oh no!" And he like hog tie him real quick, and then you got like Brink is watching like the front door. I got the other dude in the safe with me, and he's like lock picking the other safe or whatever. He's cracking it, and I'm cracking the other one. And you have the choice to either like crack him quietly or just blow him up. But we're like cracking these safe, and this dude's like, "Help, help!" And the other dude like hits him in the head, like knocks him out or whatever. And then we go and we steal the shit from his office, like these like bonds. This is what you're stealing, is these bonds from this oil company. And pretty much as we're walking out the door, we're just walking out the front door. There's these two cops that are like, "What are you guys doing?" And the dude just fucking shoots him. Our partner just fucking shoots him in the head. And next thing you know, we got like the entire police force of Saint Denis fucking chasing us in our wagon. And we crash our wagon. And it gets pretty wild. We have to like run through the streets, and these cops are chasing us. And then we get to the cemetery, and we got to like do our last stand, like it's pretty much 3 of us or whatever left. And we got to hold off like all these cops coming down these like narrow pathways in the cemetery. And then we have to make our great escape, Mayo, by jumping on a moving train. Yeah. So, and then I thought we were going to make a lot more money than we did, but we made I think it was like $200-$300 off of that mission.
That's not a lot of money for back then.
It wasn't too bad. So, me and Brink were playing that mission, and that mission was a lot of fun. Like, shit like that in the game makes the online so much fun. And there's like another mission where, I played this other mission where you take this lady, the lady that busts you out of jail in the beginning of the online, you take her to meet the guy that killed her husband, this guy that double-crossed her husband or whatever, and she meets him like in the middle of town, and he has all his bodyguards with him and shit, and you're her bodyguard, and you and whoever's on your mission or your posse is the bodyguard for her, and she just shoots this dude right in the fucking chest. She's like, "Oh, hold on, let me pull something out of my purse," and then she just boom, fucking shoots him in the middle of the street. And next thing you know, everyone's like, "Oh shit!" Everyone's like fucking shooting at each other, and you gotta like protect her and take her to like you gotta split up. Your posse has to split up, like the people playing online. Like some of you have to go and protect her and like escort her back to the wagon and get her out, and the rest of you have to like fight your way through the town and like get this one dude to like give this fucking paperwork to you or some shit. So then you do that mission. That mission was really cool. Like I said, the online mode in Red Dead Redemption 2 is a lot of fun. They really did a good job with some of those missions, and it really feels like a fleshed out story. Like it doesn't feel like half-assed. You know what I mean?
No, I played a lot of it earlier this week, and it is a ton of fun. And no, they definitely did not skimp out on a lot of the details. It's amazing.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Jesus, I also played. I was going to try to get with you this week. So this was my first start on it, and so I did the mission at the beginning where you have to steal the horses from the, they were like horse thieves, and they had another group that stole the horses before they could steal the horses, and you had to steal them back.
Yeah.
And you had to go in there and you shoot your way through it, and you steal the horse, and you're riding back, and they're chasing you, and you're looking behind you and shooting them as they're chasing you, and and you had to get away, and I got back to the camp, and that's kind of where I stopped at that point.
But yeah, man. Other than that, we were doing bounty hunts. We were like I had a posse after this mission. The people that we were playing with, they just kind of stuck around. They stuck with me or whatever. And it was like me, Brink, and these other 2 random dudes. And we were like, I would go up to the bounty posters and pick a bounty, like arrest these 2 people or whatever. we would all ride out to that one area, and then Brink would be like lagging way behind because his horse was like super ghetto. He had like the first horse you get in the game, which is like super slow.
Yeah.
So we're like fucking hauling ass way at it. And he's like, I can't keep my horse. Every time he got there, like by the time he got there, we had already arrested the dude, killed off his whole gang.
Yes.
And he's like, oh, great, guys, that was fun. I'm like, yeah, that sucks. But, yeah, it was a fun time though. In the online world, it's pretty nuts because the whole map is open to you. So if you've never seen the entire map of Red Dead Redemption 2, because you didn't beat the story or whatever, it was too long, you didn't beat it, I suggest just launching the online, go to free roam, and just literally walk around that world. If you don't fuck with nobody, like if you don't fuck around and flip somebody off or something in the game, nobody's gonna mess with you. Like none of the online players will mess with you. For the most part, I run into random players all the time. I run into random posses, random groups of players, and they're all super cool. Like they're all just chill as fuck. Everyone's just like, hey, dude. Like they just wave at you and you wave back, or you don't even have to wave back. You just nod your fucking head at them and keep walking. And then they'll keep walking their own fucking way.
Really worried about it, just put it in defensive mode, and if they start chasing you, just try to run away, and eventually you'll disappear, like your marker.
Yeah, like
know where to find.
Yeah, like the little blue dots. They used to be in the beginning when the online first launched. You could see the blue dots across the map. Like you can open up the map and see where everybody was at. Now you only see the people that are really close to you in your proximity. So they got it set up now where you're kind of hidden. So it seems like you're not online, and then all of a sudden you run into a gang of like people that are just shooting it out. You know, like holy shit, what the fuck is going on? You know, it's pretty nuts. But so that's Red Dead Redemption 2. We were playing it. It's on sale this week on the Epic Store for $38. I think it's $48 regular, but there was a $10 coupon that you could reuse as many times as you wanted. And that coupon applied to it would make the game like $38, which is super cheap for the PC game. You do need the Rockstar launcher to play it, but you could buy it through the Epic Store. And yeah, it was cheaper than it was on Steam. Steam it was like full price, I think, still. So yeah, man. How about that, huh? How about that?
I'm sure it'll go on sale on Steam here soon.
Yeah, for what, like $50? Yeah, not $38.
Probably.
Not $38, Mayo.
That's right.
Speaking of $38, I might be spending $45 on this game soon. And this is a new game that I played this week. Brink convinced me to download it because they have finally launched into Alpha 3.9.0, I think, or 3.8.0. 3.8.0 or 3.9.0. Something like that. Star Citizen. So, Robert Space Industries. I downloaded the launcher, and I actually launched the game, and the game runs okay. It's actually a lot buggier than I thought it would be, but it's also a lot better than I thought it would be. You pretty much start off the game in this like space station, you know, in this like apartment, and you like wake up and you open up your eyes and you're like laying there in bed and you can like move around, and then you walk out of the space station thing in like this apartment. And then you're just in this like this fucking world, Gunny, and it's fucking nuts. I've never in my life had a better experience than this. This is literally like I was wowed. I was everything that I saw was like wow. It was like a fucking little kid at like Toys R Us or something. You know what I mean? Where just everything fucking amazed you, and it was incredible, man. Star Citizen is really something else.
I finally deleted that launcher because I did play one of the free weekends, over 3-4 months ago? But I just thought maybe I'll just wait for it to actually kind of come to like an early access stage before I go ahead and try and play it again.
Yeah.
I just want to, yeah.
So I was playing it, and Brink actually like it was really cool. I was able to stream it through Discord for Brink. So he was watching my screen on the Discord, and he was able to kind of talk me to the beginning of it. He was, because there's no tutorial, there's
nothing.
There's no marker, there's literally nothing. You just start the game. Like that's it. Like good luck. You start the game. Good job. You launched it. Start it, motherfucker. So he like kind of like talked me through it. He's like, all right, go to the right. This is where the spaceport is. This is where this is at. So we like right now they have this thing called like it's like almost like Fleet Week for the Navy here, like in real life, but it's in space. So like they're celebrating the launch. That's the game was free this week or last week or this week, but they were celebrating the launch of the 3.9.0, which also launched the Navy Marines in the game, and so pretty much you would get into this space shuttle type thing, like this like bus thing or whatever, like a tram system, and it would take you through the sky, and you would like go up in the sky and see the whole city. And I was like, holy shit, this is nuts! Like it looked like cyberpunk. Like everything was like very cyberpunky looking with like holograms everywhere and shit coming off of walls and logos and advertisements and like, welcome to blah blah blah, and then you'd hear like ads for shit or like join the fucking Space Force or whatever the fuck, and then pretty much you show up to this like convention center or something like that, and that's where the Navy had set up like all their banners and their recruitment center, and you can go up there and pretty much they were like displaying all the ships in the game. Like they were, it was called like the fleet. It was called Fleet Week or something like that, and they were displaying all the ships that you can fly in Star Citizen, and pretty much you can walk up to any of the spaceships inside that room, which there were a fucking shitload of them, and you can like press F or whatever and then like interact with it, and you can rent it. You can like say like, I want to rent this fucking spaceship, and it would be like, all right, like it would show you the normal price that it would cost, which some of them were like literally like $750.
Damn.
But like these spaceships were huge, Gunny. Like they were fucking badass looking. Like one of them had like compartments and like a fucking elevator to get into it. You had to like ride an elevator up to it, and then when you got in it, like it had like compartments and gunner rooms and like gunner fucking stations on the side of it, and like a science lab, and like the pilot fucking seat was like insane looking. There was like two different pilots in the seat. Like you can have two different pilots, and like it looked like the fucking Millennium Falcon is what it looked like pretty much. It was fucking wild.
Did you try any of the? I call them yachts. I don't know what they're called in the game, but basically it's a ship, and literally they've got like a dance floor. There's a swimming pool on it. Like it was almost like a civilian type style.
These were all like military style ships. So these were all like either combat or like cargo carrying ships. So the one that I ended up renting at first was this like stealth bomber. It looked like a stealth bomber to me. Like it looks like you look at a stealth bomber nowadays. That's what it looks like, but in space. And I rented that one, and then I went back to the regular spaceport thing that I was in the beginning, and I went to this fucking spaceport. That's what it's called. And then when I went in there, you go up to this computer and you call up your ship, and it says like you want to pull up this one, and it's like, okay, this is going to be in dock 15A. And then you go to the elevator and you like it like has all the different docks, like 1 through fucking 20 or whatever. And you can pick which one you want to go to, and that's where your ship is going to be. And sure enough, you open up, like you ride the elevator, you get there, the door opens up, and your ship is right there waiting for you. And you go up to it, you can open the fucking hatch and like get in. And then everything inside the ship is kind of interactive. So like they have like all the cockpit controls and shit. And you can like raise the landing gear, lower the landing gear, raise the staircase to get into the spaceship. Close the outer hatch, close the fucking top or whatever, the canopy, and all this crazy shit. Then you gotta request takeoff permission. It's a lot like Elite Dangerous if you've ever played that, but a little bit more simplified, a lot easier, I feel like. But it was so much fun. Like when I was able to get out of there and like fly into the sky, almost crash and a bunch of like mess up a lot. Like it was kind of funky flying it at first. But once you get the hang of it, and once you fly into space and you realize what you can do, that fucking game is gonna be something else, dude. Like I kid you not. Like I'm gonna spend the money to play that game, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it. I think I'm gonna spend all my life on it. I think all my money.
I'm just thinking like there's gonna be people out there. There's gonna be a group of friends that are just gonna be these pirates and bandits. And I thought that's kind of cool. And just hope that I can stay away from them, like.
Well, me and Brink were discussing it. We were thinking about we were thinking about doing this where we could get a group going to the HGP Discord, playing on the
Space
PC.
Clan, HGP.
And we could make like a bunch of mercenaries. I was thinking like we could just be fucking mercenaries and literally they've already said that pretty soon here, I'm pretty sure with the next big update or something like that, they said they're gonna start recruiting people into the militaries of the game, so you can like legit just join the military in the game and fight wars. Like go fight for the fucking people or whatever, and like fight wars and shit for like the people who run the fucking game. I don't know who the fuck for the faction, I guess. And but like Brink told me that this new update also added like a prison system. So like say you're like you're like a bad person, Gunny. You're just robbing people left and right. You're robbing their space stations and you're killing people and all that shit.
I'm a bad person.
And well, say you rack up a big enough bounty, other players can buy that bounty. Like I can go and I could be like, I wanna catch Gunny. Like I wanna catch him. And then it'll be like, all right, he was last seen in the system, go find him. And then I'll go to that fucking system, then I'll find you. My job is to arrest you or kill you or whatever, or take you in. And you go to prison in the game. It takes you to a prison inside the game, and you got to spend time in prison in the game, which I don't know is like 20 minutes or 30 minutes or something. But you're literally in a prison inside the fucking game, and you have to stay in there until your time is up.
That would be cool.
You fucking get released.
Stuff like that would just add to it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that was on the newest update. They added the prison system, and so yeah, there's bounty hunters and all that shit.
Too, where it's not like I could do actual prison time, like I'm doing hard time over here, 1 year or something. But hey, how about also like if they made it to where, like basically you're suspended from flying for like 2 days or something.
You can't fly.
That would be harsh, Like I can't get in any ship.
The cool thing about the prison, though, is in the prison, you can figure out a way to escape. You can plan an escape. Like, say, Gunny, say I arrest you and you're part of, like, this huge...
I call Mayo over here.
Yeah, say you're part of a huge gang or something. Like, you have a huge fleet of ships that are, like, following. Like, you're the leader of a bunch of ships or something, or a bunch of people. You can convince the people to find you. Like, they can go to the prison and break you out. You can just fucking leave. You know what I mean? So, like, all that shit is possible in this game. And, like, it's nuts, Mayo. This game is fucking nuts. They've also added, recently with this new update as well, they've added a first-person shooter aspect to the game. So there's a straight-up multiplayer where, like, you, jump in, like, jump pods, like, from the sky. Like, they fucking drop you in drop pods onto, like, a planet. And you're fighting, like, first-person shooters, like a fucking Call of Duty or something. And you're fighting, and you're like soldiers. And like I said, that's also going to be part of like being, like, I think that's just the multiplayer version of it, but that's going to be part of like the recruitment thing where like you join the military or whatever, you join a certain faction and you want to fight for their military. I think you start off as a grunt soldier like that, and then you could rank up and shit. Like the ambitions that they have set out for this game are fucking nuts. Like, they really are, and some of the game was like, whoa, like this is a little buggy. Like I can see this is a little buggy. Like for example, my stupid spaceship, I was flying, and all of a sudden the canopy would open, like the top.
Yeah,
it's just like,
I've had that happen.
And I'm like, what the fucking Brink's like, why'd you open that? I'm like, dude, I didn't fucking open shit. Like, he's like, close it. I'm like, how the fuck do you close it? And I'm trying to figure out how to close it. I'm looking at it, trying to press all the buttons, and yeah, so it's kind of wonky in some places. But once you got to like I went to the space station, right? And in the space station, my job was to deliver this package to it. So like I had my box. No, I was picking up my box from there. So I went to the space station. I picked up this yellow box, right, from this place, this store or whatever. And the mission was, you got to grab this yellow box and take it to this guy over here, and you're delivering this package. And that's it. That's the whole thing, is you're delivering this box. We don't know what's in the box.
Amazon in the future.
If you could lose the box and fail the mission, or someone could steal the box and deliver it and then they get paid, or whatever. But this is the box you gotta deliver. Good luck. So I was gonna receive like 6,000 credits for delivering this box. So I have this box, right, and I'm running back towards my spaceship, and I get up next to the elevator. No. What happened was I went to go use the computer to call up my spaceship to the dock, right? Like you have to call it to the dock or whatever, and then you have to go to the dock. So I was trying to call in my spaceship, and I called it in, and then I ran to the elevator, forgetting that I laid the box down, guys. So I laid the box down before I used the computer. Now, mind you, this space station is in the middle of nowhere. There was nobody else on the ship, or so I thought. So when I get to the fucking elevator, I turn around and the door's closed, right? And as the door is closing, I see this dude running up to the elevator with my box in his hands, right? He's like running towards the elevator, and then I'm like, oh fucking, and Brink's like, dude, did you fucking drop the box? I'm like, yeah, how to use the computer? He's like, oh fuck, he's like, that guy has your box. I'm like looking around the elevator, I'm like, fuck, he does have my box. So I go down, so the elevator closes, right? It goes down to the dock, and then I press the button again, so it takes me back to the main lobby or whatever. So I go back up to the lobby, and the dude is standing there in front of the elevator with the box, and he's looking at me. And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, put the fucking box down. And he's like looking at me. I'm looking at him, and the fucker just takes off running. So next thing you know, it's like I'm just chasing this dude all around the space station. You know, I'm chasing him all around the space station with he has my box, and I'm just fucking chasing him, Gunny. It is fucking hilarious, man. This dude was I think he was trying to throw it overboard or something. He fucking
Totally trolling you.
He was trolling me hard. And finally, he dropped the box on the floor, and I grabbed it and I took off, and I went to the drop-off point on this random moon, on this random system, and I got paid.
Nice.
So that's Star Citizen.
It reminds me of something like you would find in like Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead. You know, just that openness.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
you know,
it really is.
It's just anything can happen.
Like. And this is the truth, because you could just like be flying through space and like all of a sudden fly into like a huge fleet of fucking ships, and they're like, hey, give us your shit, and you're like, oh fuck. Okay guys. You know what I mean?
I'll definitely be downloading it the next time there's a new patch or a new update to it.
Yeah, and I think 4.0, so right now we're on 3.9. I think they already said that the 4.0 alpha is launching in August. So that's the next big update. They said would be August or September for the 4.0. So
how long do you think it is before they kind of enter this? I mean, I guess it already is kind of this early access.
Well, it really, yeah. It is early access.
Okay, so let me ask you this: how long before you think that we get more of the mainstream streamers on playing this game?
I don't know. I think
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a weird game because you figure somebody
game. I mean, I don't know if it's something that everybody's going to be playing here in a year or two. Or...
I can see people playing this a lot in the future. Like I said, man, if they keep going the direction they're going with the game, which everything looks really good. Like the game, like I'm surprised how detailed everything was. The ships were super cool. The environment was really cool. The NPCs were detailed. Everything was like, it really felt like I was in a living like world almost, you know, because like they have advertisements for these burritos, like the dynamic burrito or whatever the fuck, or dynamo or something like that, dynamite burrito or something. And then I rode the elevator down to the main floor, like the main floor where everyone was walking around, and there's a stand there, and the guy's selling burritos, and you can go up to him and buy one and eat it, and that heals you up or whatever. And you got to watch your oxygen level, you got to watch your temperature levels, your water levels. All this shit is going on in the game constantly, you know. It's kind of wild. But I look forward to it. I kind of wonder what they're going to do for the Squadron 42, like that story, because that's going to be a single player only.
With one thing they first announced,
that's a single player only campaign, and I wonder if it has to be following a soldier, right? Like Squadron 42. What the fuck else is it going to be? So
yeah, I can probably my guess here is just seeing them. I would say a good 6 months from now, seeing this as an early access on Steam, or do you think that whoever this developer is just going to try and keep it on their own launcher platform?
You're not gonna see this on Steam. This is gonna be on their own launcher because this is so big. I'm telling you, man. Like when you get in there, Gunny, and you realize all the shit you can do in this game, it's so hard to explain to you guys the things you can do in this game. You just have to go in there and really experience it. It's like VR. Like I can sit here and talk to you all day about it, and you're gonna be like, yeah, whatever, Jesus. And then you experience it, and you're like, holy shit, everything you said was true. You're
Yeah,
in
the one thing
line.
I regret from playing the last free weekend or free week was just not getting on that tram and traveling.
That tram takes you everywhere. It takes you to this like different areas of the world. There's so much things to do, man. And not just that, you can go to like other fucking planets, Gunny, fly around to random space stations, do whatever you want to do. Just do it.
Sweet.
Yeah. Other than all that, what else did I play? Let me think. Let me fucking think if I played anything else.
Any man eaters?
Oh no, I haven't played more of the Man Eater. I was gonna play that today, but I had to do the podcast, so I haven't played that.
Minecraft Dungeon?
Nope, haven't even downloaded that. I hear it's 3 hours long. I may
I heard it
download it
was
soon.
5.
I don't
That's what I've
know. I
been
mean, I download all these games and I never fucking play them, so who knows, man? Maybe I'll play it sometime. Maybe I won't. Oh no, one game that I got this week that's actually a game that I was having a fucking blast with. It's the remake of Mafia. So Mafia remakes
Oh, yeah.
are available on Steam right now. They're for sale for $60 for the trilogy. So you get Mafia 1, 2, and 3. Or you can buy them all separately. But I think if you buy them all separately, it ends up being like $99. So you save like $40 if you buy them separate or together, I guess.
Did they say
Once
when Mafia 1 remake comes out? Or is it just-
August. Anyways, say you already own Mafia 1 and 2 and 3, Mayo, on Steam or whatever. You actually get Mafia 2 and 3 for free.
Free.
Like the upgrades, you get them free. Like that's pretty cool, man. So I didn't own them, and I wanted to buy them because I don't know if you guys know this, but Mafia is really a series that I always loved since I first played them when I was like real young, dude. I shouldn't have been playing the game, but I did. I was fucking young as fuck. Like
Right?
I remember on the PS2 Mafia 1 that I played it on, I think, or the Xbox original. And then I played Mafia 2 when it came out, like in 2009 or something. But the original Mafia was so good. It's like a mob movie. Literally, you start off as this guy who's like telling his story, like he's like being an informant to the FBI, and he's telling his story about like how he like became like pretty big in this mob, like how he joined it, how he grew up in the ranks or whatever. And then in the second game, Mafia 2, you start off as this guy who's coming back from World War II, this Italian guy, and your friend, didn't go to the war. Your friend stayed in the U.S. and he joined like the mob or whatever. And like once you came back, he's like, "Hey, you want to make some fucking money?" And you're like, "Yeah, fuck yeah." And he's pretty much like, "All right, motherfucker, I got jobs for you. Let's start doing shit." You start hijacking cars and all kinds of shit, and you join the mob also. And there's a really cool tie-in to Mafia 1 and Mafia 2. Like, you'll never know it if you've never played Mafia 1 and watched it all the way to the end of the credits. You'll never know what the tie-in in Mafia 2 is to Mafia 1. You'll never know it. Literally, in Mafia 2, there's one mission that happens, and that ties the game to Mafia 1. There's one mission. That's it. And it's random, too. It just happens. It's just like, hey, do this thing real quick. And you go do it, and it ties the whole thing to Mafia 1. And Mafia 3 is just a completely separate fucking story about that one dude and fucking, where's it, New Orleans or some shit? Anyways, Mafia 2, though, man, they've remastered it. The game looks good. I'm playing it on my OLED. I'm playing it in 4K resolution. Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh, dum dum dum.
I'm getting 60 frames pretty good. It's pretty solid. It's an older game. You can definitely tell it's an older game because of the gameplay, like the shooting and the movements and all
Driving.
that, like the driving and everything feels kind of weird because it's old, but I'm playing it with an Xbox One controller, the Elite. So So playing it was cool. One thing that I forgot this game had, which like a lot of games don't have ever anymore at all, really, is this game has like a fuel gauge system. Like your car runs out of fuel.
Yeah.
Like I completely forgot that this game had that, and the original game had it too. Like in the original game, there was a like the whole story is really linear, kind of, right? Like there's not much to do in the world, but the story's kind of linear, so you're just kind of going from point to point doing missions. But in the original game, they actually had a free mode or whatever, where like you just drive around the city and do whatever. And the thing about the first game and even this second game is the cops do react to like seeing you commit a crime. Like it's not like GTA where like you crash into a car in front of a cop, the cops keep driving by. You know what I mean? Like whatever. You know, they just crashed head on.
Yeah.
This guy just fucking ran a red light and smashed into 5 cars, and we're just gonna keep driving by. You know, like in this game, if you fucking run, like if you run into somebody or you run into a car in front of the cops, and you start driving away, the cops will start chasing you. You know, they'll be like, hey, you know, they're like, what the fuck? This guy's just hit and run, you know, and they're calling it in the radio. You know, you can hear, hey, we got the suspect on a hit and run, and they're calling in your plates and all this shit. And like it escalates. It goes from like a warning, kind of like a ticket. They give you a ticket. You know, like, hey, here's a warning. Like we're gonna let you go, but like pay this fine or whatever. Or they go to like 2 stars where they want to arrest you, or 3 stars where they want to kill you, or 4 stars where they're gonna fucking really kill you. But like that's one thing that this game has, like over GTA, has a lot of realism like that. It has a lot of shit like that. Where like you run into a cop car going, you know, full speed, and I did that. Unfortunately, I was driving full speed and I turned on because they have this driving. They have 2 modes. They have simulation driving and like normal driving. And the game starts off like in the winter, so you're like in like New York City. It's not New York, but it's called like New Haven, but I'm pretty sure it's based on New York.
It is.
And this fucking thing, it's like everything's icy, right? Because it's all snow, you know, it's like wintertime. So everything's iced over, everything's snowy. And driving in the normal mode, the car kind of slides sometimes, you know, because it's icy. But when you turn on the simulation, the car is like it's like a skating ring. It's like in real life, like your car is just fucking spinning. And like say you hit the gas too hard, your car just fucking spins. Just fucking starts spinning. So I turned on.
Driving that snow.
Oh yeah. I was driving full speed in my 1952 Jefferson or whatever the fuck kind of car I had, and I fucking slammed like straight into a fucking cop car. like my light was a red light, and here goes the cop car crossing the street or whatever, and here comes me, boom, just fucking plows to the side of the cop car, and sure enough, they turn on their sirens like, hey, we got a fucking idiot over here that's hit and run. And like they're fucking chasing me, like get the fuck, pull over, and I'm fucking like running away. We're like, fuck you, I'm trying to get away from them, and I totally can't get away from them at all because of the fucking simulation driving. Like my car was just fucking spinning, dude.
Going in circles.
I was going nowhere trying to fucking get away from these cops. Shit was funny, but the game does have a lot of. I guess I never thought about this before, but the game. It's very heavy. Like even in the beginning of the game, they give you a warning that says like, "Hey, this game was made like back in 2010 or some shit," and it was made by like a multicultural team. And but there's a lot of like explicit content in this game. There's a lot of things that may be offensive to some people and or racist. And sure enough, because the game, it's like. You guys have seen the mobster movies, right? With the Italians and fucking I'm Italiano and fuck you, and you know they're all Catholic, right? They're all Catholic. Mm-hmm. They all believe in Jesus and all that shit, and they're praying at the dinner table, and there's a lot of religion things, you know, like where they're about to murder somebody, but they go to fucking church and they ask for forgiveness, and the father's like, I forgive you, son, you have cleansed of all yours. Like, motherfucker, just kill 50 people outside.
Right, yeah. Life of the mob,
Yeah. Forgive me, Father. I just killed 50 people in this restaurant. No big deal, son. You're forgiven. You don't any shit like that. It's like a fucking Godfather, dude. And there's also a lot of racism in the game. You know, the Italians in the game don't like the black people in the game, and they call them names, and the black people call you names. Like, if you're walking down the black neighborhood in the game, they'll fuck with you. They'll like come up to you and be like, "What the fuck are you doing in our town, you fucking asshole?" And they fucking beat you up, and they'll try to fight with you or shoot at you. So there's a lot of different things like that in the game, you know, where like, you know, there's racism, there's nudity, there's sex, there's drug users, all that shit. Like, it's literally like a mobster movie, but you're playing it.
I don't remember it very well. I think the second one is the one that I had owned. Isn't there like magazines you can collect?
Yeah, there's like, I think there's like
adult magazines,
like Playboy magazines or some shit. Yeah.
Okay. I can't remember if that was the right one or not, but it's been so long since I played it. Probably when it first came out.
Or was that the Saboteur?
That was Pandemic Studios. I can't think of the name of the game, but I remember it was Pandemic Studios that was bought out from EA, but I forgot the name of the game.
Was it
the Nazi movie?
Yeah, that was the Saboteur, right?
The Saboteur, that's what it was.
Yeah, where you're like you're in like Nazi Germany or Nazi France or Paris or whatever.
No, but you do pick up magazines in Mafia 2.
I think you do. Yeah. In Mafia 2, I think you get like, no, you don't get magazines. You get like the pinups from like calendars or something, like calendar girls or something like that.
That's right.
But you're right, Mayo. You do get some of that stuff, and but yeah, it's a typical like mobster movie. If you think of like that new Netflix movie that came out recently, that the fuck was it called? The one with like Robert De Niro and shit that came out last year.
No idea.
A fucking mobster. Where they de-aged, like everyone was making fun of Robert De Niro because like they de-aged him to like 25 years old, but he was moving like an old man.
Yeah, I remember that.
They fucking de-aged the shit out of him, but he was still like moving and kicking like an old man. Yeah, forget that movie. Whatever. It's like a fucking monster movie. You know, just fucking go watch it, Gunny. What the fuck are you doing?
I don't have Netflix. I've got Amazon.
The Irishman.
The Irishman. There you go. Oh, these are not Irishmen. They're Italians, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Same thing. Yeah, great. Mafia 2, great game. I enjoyed the driving. I don't remember if it did have a difference in, like, you know, simulation versus...
Oh, it does. Motherfucker, simulation is like slidey everywhere.
I know I got most of the achievements on the Xbox 360 playing that game. I did play it quite a bit.
The game that really looks like they really did it, like they're gonna go all out and like redo the graphics and redo everything, is Mafia 1, which I really look forward to, because this one has a mobster story, but that one has like an even more like a grander fucking like really like true like old school. Yeah. It's like a really old school Mafia story. Like that one is based like in the 1920s, 1930s, where I think Mafia 2 is based in the 1940s because you're in World War II.
Yeah, doesn't it start out? I mean, this might be a little spoiler alert, but it's an old game. I think I don't know. I can't remember if you start out and then you go to jail and then it becomes the 1950s or something, 60s.
Which one?
Mafia 2. Is there a time jump? I know there is.
Is it that one? War. I know you start off in the war. You're in the war, and they're showing you in the fucking war or whatever, and all this shit. But I think you're right. I think there is a time jump, or maybe it's a different game. I don't fucking know, man. But
yeah, I can't remember. I'm gonna say
I know. In one of them you go to prison, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think you're right. I think in Mafia 2 you actually have to like spend time in prison and like do missions.
Yes.
Right, you do missions in prison and shit, like beat people up and fucking steal people's food and shit. Give me your lunch. Motherfucker.
Yeah, you fight some people in the shower. You ain't taking my virginity here. Shake your ass.
Yeah, but that's Mafia 2 for everybody. I mean, like I said, they're remastered. The game looks pretty fucking good. No, I want to say it looks incredible, but it looks really good. Like, it doesn't look dated, really. And they really kind of... This game had a lot... They were doing a lot of things that I've never seen like other games do at the time that I'm noticing now. Like, for example, the realistic police, the way they react to you, and the fuel gauges and the damage to your vehicle and all that shit. And as well as your vehicle as you're driving in the snow. You know, like you say, you take it to a body shop, you get it like painted white, which I did, and you're driving in the snow. Like after a certain while, you start seeing the mud on the side of the car, like like it's all piling up, like the dirt and the mud and the grime of the road. You know, because you're driving in dirty ass fucking snow. And like it's all starting to like get around your vehicle, and before you know it, your car's like all fucking dirty looking and shit. And it's like, whoa, like like little details like that is shit I love in video games when they're able to pull off like just the tiniest amount of detail. Then you're like, whoa, that's so cool. That's so cool, man. Yeah, right. Like the testicles, on the horses on Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Horse testicle is
that horse testicle tech
is awesome.
I never even paid attention if that was the thing.
Come on, Mayo. Come on. You gotta if you take them to the snow, their testicles shrink. And
you never noticed? You never looked back there?
I never noticed.
Screenshots.
Mayo's like, no.
Next time I play online, Gunny, I'm gonna take a screenshot and send it to you. All right.
You take a screenshot, Mayo.
Testicle tech. Let's get Jonathan on that.
Anyways,
warm sunny prairies versus the cold Arctic mountain testicles.
That's all I'll play this week, Gunny. So I'll play this. I'm done.
Great, man.
Mm-hmm.
Great. What'd you play, Mayo?
What did I play? Well, I started off my week. Jesus hit on it. I wanted to play some Red Dead. I was to try to hook up with him, and he was telling me he needed a posse for the PC. So I went ahead and logged in. Got started because I knew I had to create a character and all that kind of stuff. So created my character, and I did that whole first mission where you had to steal the horses, and they were saying, like, well, go get my horses back from these people. And he's like, well, they're not my horses. They were horses that I was going to steal from a rival gang that stole them before we could. But go take them back, So then you go and steal the horse, and you bring it back, and they did, you end up getting that horse as a reward. You're supposed to take him to the stables, and they're like, whoa, we're just going to let him keep his horse. And so then you get to keep it. And that's pretty much where I finished up. I'm thinking I was going to jump on to Jesus at some point in time this week, but we just didn't really match up in schedules this week. So
yeah, it's so hard for me to choose right now what I want to play. Like I said, I love Mafia 2. I'm loving Star Citizen. And I love Red Dead. It's like, oh, fuck. What do I spend my time on?
Did you buy the space game? Did you buy it?
Star Citizen? No, I haven't bought it. Like, I'm this close, Gunny. Like, I'm just right here. I want to buy it.
Wait till 4.0. And then I think you'll probably be right there to purchase it.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I got like, all that shit right now. Like Mafia 2 can definitely, Mafia 2 and 3 could hold me over till The Last of Us comes out. And The Last of Us can hold me over till Ghost of Tsushima comes out. And then Cyberpunk comes out. And then Mafia 1 comes out after that. And then 4.0, Gunny. And then the new consoles. And then PS5. God.
There's a lot to play.
You sound stressed over there, Jesus.
So much money. You know how much money that's going to be, Mayo?
Yeah. Keep working. Just keep working every week.
500 for the probably 600 for the PS5, 600 for the Xbox. PC bullshit. They're probably going to come out with a new graphics card that I'll probably want to buy.
September.
Another $900 there.
I know people are listening to Jesus. They're going 600. Yeah, we have to install all these games. We're going to need.
I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm assuming. And they say the PS5 has like different SKUs. They say they have like the starter kit with has the hobo hard drive in it or whatever, like only 850 gigs. And then they're gonna have the super starter kit for that comes with the 2 terabyte, but it really only has 1.7 terabytes. But that's the one that I would go for. Why the fuck would you go for the fucking 800 gig one? Huh? If it's if it's $100 more bucks or whatever, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go for the more expensive one.
We're getting a second stimulus package, pal.
Whoa! Stimulus all the way.
I think that's what they're waiting for. Wait till they get that in, and then Sony's going to be like, "Yeah, we go pre-order. You got paid. I know you got funds in your account."
That'll guarantee them things will sell out by holiday.
Oh shit! Yeah, but all that shit's coming out soon, man. Fuck.
Yeah. I went to Micro Center this week. I ended up building 2 PCs this week. It's something else that's taken up a lot of my time. And the second one was a friend of mine at work. He decided he wanted a PC for his oldest son. And so we got together. We went to Micro Center, and I have never seen that store so picked over in my entire life. I could not believe how empty it was. It was like normally they have like 2 aisles of power supplies, and they had 2 different brands there, and that's all they had. And one was like the Micro Center like off brand. They call it like Spec A. And then the other one was an EVGA one, but it was only like a 400 watt power supply, and that's all they had in the whole entire store. So we ended up had to settle and get the cheap Micro Center brand one. I'm like, yeah, we might want to change this out later on, but I was really shocked to see the store that empty. And then we went to go buy a cooler, like one of the Corsair coolers with the RGB, and he wanted all the lighting.
Whoa.
And we went over there, and it was empty. They had 2 coolers available, and both of them, none of them had lights. And that's what he wanted. He wanted the lighting.
Yeah.
So we just used the stock
No
ban on it
supplies
for
coming
now.
in.
Yeah, the demand just seems so high right now. It's like everybody's building computers or the corona with the stimulus checks, and people are buying stuff to build
Probably.
computers or just
both.
what, or just the lack of, like you said, Gunny, the supplies coming in. Maybe the production has slowed down and the demand has increased, and I was blown away. I believe.
Well, and there's a couple things too in regards to like, let's just take, for example, UPS, FedEx, Amazon. A lot of them are in like, we're only doing certain things, We're not only essential. Matter of fact, Mayo, I even ordered like this funny microphone for my kid over a month and a half ago. And they're like, that's not an essential item. You can't have it until June 20th.
Yeah, I've noticed I've ordered a couple of things from Amazon, and they're Prime items, and usually they're like 2 days. And it takes like a week and a half or 2 weeks even, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, I understand.
Really? Amazon's pretty
Crazy
good
times.
with me. They're pretty quick.
No, not at my Richmond, California warehouse. They're like, nope, absolutely not. You can't have it for 2 months.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But,
And I knew people that went to work at that warehouse because they got laid off at their other job, due to COVID-19. I don't know. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, they advertise here because there's 2 warehouses here in Columbus, and they both are advertising right now.
Yeah.
So I hear them on the radio.
start
all the time.
now. No degree neither. No
Starting
resume.
tomorrow.
$15 an hour. Start right now.
16, okay? You get $16, whatever.
No, in Oregon's 15. Oh, you're going to get paid the big bucks down in California.
You get $1 more.
I think the funny thing is, I think they advertise up to 18 or 19 here in Ohio.
Wow. Why the fuck you guys get paid so much over there, man? You guys have like $2 houses.
Things can't be that expensive over in Corn Country.
Yeah. What the hell's going on?
It's the skilled labor to the premium.
Yeah. Must be.
Good
Fuck.
garbage being out in Ohio.
Yeah, you paid
But,
30 bucks. I make $30 an hour. Woo!
Yeah.
Shit. That's
But
crazy.
yeah,
But
I
what,
also
Mail,
this week. Yeah, what's
what
up?
so tell me about the first build that you did that you showed on Discord. You may have showed the second. I just may have missed it.
Yeah, so the first build it took a little time to put together because it was actually for my oldest son. And he decided he wanted to be really extravagant and ordered the most unique case he could find, right? So he tells me, he's like, Dad, I bought this case, da 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 da. And I'm like, okay. He's like, will it work? I look at pictures. I'm like, sure, this will work, whatever. He brings this thing over, right? And this case is as tall as my desk. It weighs 60 pounds, completely empty. The bolts on the side to hold the side panel on probably weigh a pound a piece. They're probably a half inch in diameter. And they're like big thumb things, The glass is like a 1/4 inch thick all around it. This thing is just ginormous. But this case, it was completely designed for a custom water cooling kit. And so it's designed to have 2 reservoirs for cooling. It's designed to have its own reservoir and pump for the graphics card. It's designed to have a different color and pump, reservoir and pump for the CPU on the other side. And it's just weird. The motherboard kind of faces up to the top of the case, and everything routes from the top and goes down, and there's a cover that covers over top. So it's really extravagant. The case is called a Thermaltake Tower 900. if any of you guys are curious and checking it out. But it's a monster. Absolutely,
it kind of reminds me of, and this is not making fun of it at all, because I think it's pretty cool. It actually kind of, with those reservoirs, reminds me of, there's a table in Zen Pinball. It's something Labs. I can't think of the first word. I know Ryan's like yelling at me right now, but something Labs, and it's just kind of cool how you can just see everything right in front of you.
Yeah, it is. It is neat in that aspect. You can see everything right there. The only problem I ran into, because he bought all the parts and he had I'll call it a closed loop AIO cooler, which is it's like the factory water cooling kit. It's the CPU hooked to a radiator, and it's all in one. And I've never had a case where that didn't work. In this case, you actually had to mount the radiator behind the motherboard, and you had to run the tubing through the little grommets that are pre-installed into the case. So you couldn't actually run an AIO cooler in this case. So I had to figure out how to do it without the cooler that he had. So we ended up just using the fan for now, and we're going to do a full water cooling kit on it. But a water cooling kit is somewhere around $400 for to make it look cool. So we'll wait until it gets a little more money and we get a little more time to actually properly research it and everything. And we're going to do a full water cooling kit on it. Nice. But it's a decent build. It's it's an AMD. I think he had the 3700X, or maybe it was a 3600X. It was a little bit smaller CPU, but then he bought a 2070 Super and put in it, and 32 gig of RAM, good old Windows 10. He bought 2 terabytes of hard drive space, M.2s, so it all run pretty good for him. He is still, I think he's still gaming at 1080p, so it's going to give him good frames.
Yeah.
The second one I built was almost identical spec-wise. It was, I know it was an AMD 3600X, and that's like their 6-core CPU. And then we got a GTX 2070 Super for that. And the case is really cool. Lan Lee made the case, and it's all magnetic. Like has a door that opens on the side, and the side panel, instead of taking the screws and pulling it off, it just is on a hinge, and you can open and pull it back. It's all magnetic. Really nice case. And they turned out really well. If you guys are curious, there's pictures on our Discord. So if you're not on there, join the Discord. You can see those pictures, or you can message me, and I can send them to you. Okay, still have them on my phone.
Sweet. Yeah. I'll take pictures of that second build that you did.
Yeah, I'll send you some. But that took up like 2 days of my time. So I built one in one day and another one the next day. And then besides that, Gunny, I know you kind of played some of this too. I checked out a little bit of Minecraft Dungeons. And on my end, I ended up watching more than I ended up playing. So I had a chance to play it later on a couple of days ago. And I was super tired that day, and I started playing through the tutorial, and I'm like, I'm just too tired to play. I'm like half asleep at the chair, and my boy's watching me, and he's kind of telling me what to do and stuff. But he had played a lot, and he did beat the campaign. I don't know how long it took him, but so the first day it came out, he was super excited, and he started early in the morning. He played most of the day, and I get home from work. He's kind of finishing it up. And so he does. He beats the campaign, right, Gunny? Okay. And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, people are saying it's short, but when you beat the campaign, you go back through it on a harder difficulty, and I think what he was saying, you get better items and stuff like that. And better stuff drops, and the game gets harder the more times you beat it. So it's kind of like Diablo. It's like the real thing about Diablo isn't really about beating the campaign. It's kind of like keep going past that campaign, especially when you start doing like the online stuff with the leaderboards, where you take a seasonal character and you try to get in the top 50, on how hard of a dungeon you can run. But so he beat the game, and he was getting ready to start the second one. Well, he decided he wanted to check out like an online match, because he just beat it on this, a single player story or whatever it was. And so he did something, and he had to close the game to get to go to the online. And so what happens, he launches the game again to go back on, and it tells him, you don't own the game anymore. And he was like, what? Yeah, we do. It's like Game Pass. And so he's like, Dad, come fix this. So, it's like, okay, let me see what's going on here. I'm like,
I had a similar issue this morning.
So closed the game out, closed Windows out. I said, restart the computer and see if it fixes it. Restarted the computer, no luck. He's like, well, look, Dad. He pulls up Twitch. He said, people are playing. He goes, but I can't seem to log in. And so we messed with it for a little while, and we could not get it. We tried and tried and tried and tried. And so we just powered it down for the night, and I'm like, why don't you just go play it on the Xbox? It's an Xbox game, too. You can go play it on there. So he logged into the Xbox, and he played for just a little bit, but it didn't cross-save. Again, not a big deal. But he was like, I'll just play through it again some, I can at least be playing. And he played that night. Well, the next day, he fired the PC up. I was at work, but when I got home from work, he was all mad because when he fired it up on the Xbox, it erased his PC save. It overrode.
Yes. Yeah.
So
can I tell you the problem with that? This is not anything I've read or researched, but the problem with that, I've noticed that with some games, is the issue is it's automatic. It all happens in the background. It should be optional. Microsoft needs to add something to that, because I've kind of had something similar with that. They definitely need to add something where, hey, let me bring it up. I think Destiny does it perfectly with what they did with their whole cross, character thing, between all these consoles. I think it's awesome what they did. So that's what Microsoft needs to do to fix this.
Yeah, this happened to me on Ori also. I had that problem with Ori when I would play it. I played it on the Xbox One X, and I went up here to the PC, and I went to continue, and it asked me if I wanted to sync my data, which I did, and then it corrupted my save file.
Yeah.
And I had to start over from scratch. I was mad, but luckily I wasn't real far into it at the time. Then it happened again after I'd started from scratch, and I was probably 30% into the game. I didn't want to restart it. Then it was more of an issue. So I didn't sync it. I just went back to the Xbox, and I kept playing on the Xbox. And then they came out with a fix for the PC, I think.
Yeah,
and I
see,
think it's fine now.
At least Destiny, I think, and probably Nightbron can attest to this one, as far as I think what it does, it kind of tells you, yeah, do you want to save over this? But I think it tells you where you're at, what your level is and all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. Where I think, in Xbox and the PC Xbox Beta, it doesn't do that. So yeah, broken for sure.
Yeah, but the little bit I played, I pretty much just played the tutorial part of it, and I was just so tired. It just practically put me to sleep. And not that it wasn't fun, and not that it wasn't entertaining. I was just so tired. I'm kind of like Jesus. This is my third week of work straight, and I'm getting ready to work another one. And I've been on the run and building PCs and shopping for a new place and doing this and that. So I've been just kind of on the go nonstop. And that was the first time I sat down in a computer chair for a minute, and I was like, I'm tired, But I played through it a little bit, and a little bit I played it was okay. I thought it was a little on the simpler side. I didn't think I'd definitely prefer, Diablo over top of this. But I feel like this is a good kid-friendly introduction into a game like Diablo.
Yeah.
And the characters are a little bigger than they would be in Diablo, which makes them easier to see for the younger kids. It has the controller support, which is nice. The graphics actually look pretty good for being Minecraft. It just, the atmosphere they did a good job making things feel like a Minecraft world. And then they told you a little bit of story, So he played it and he enjoyed it quite a bit. But I know he's played through it a couple times with some of his friends now already. And I'm not sure how many times he's beat it now, but I know he's beat it at least 2 or 3 times. So he's enjoying it. That's my 15-year-old. So
yeah, I forgot what they called that in Diablo, where you can kind of raise and lower the difficulty levels.
Yeah, so I know they have up to
Paragon. Is that what it was called?
Yeah. Well, that's your so a
That's
Paragon level in Diablo. Yeah, that is once you hit the max level. They do Paragon 1, Paragon 2, Paragon 3. So it's a leveling system past max on Diablo, if I remember right. It's been so long since I played Diablo, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it goes. But besides that, I guess, Jesus, the one other thing I did play, I bought the DLC for House Flipper, and I ended up picking up all the DLC packs for that. And that That game, it hasn't changed any. I haven't played it in a long time, but, it kind of reset my game. So jumping back in, I had to start from scratch. So I didn't get to see a whole bunch of the DLC I'd purchased. But, it's typical house flipper. You start up in your little rinky-dink house, and it's got dirt all over the place. And you got to pick up the magazines that are laying around, and you got to clean up the mess and get rid of the cardboard boxes that are laying around. And you pick up your first little project, and you got to do this and that to the house. And one of the cool features now Gunny isn't like before when you were doing construction, you just break down the wall and you can put up new stuff for the wall or something like that. Well, now the game and the DLC and stuff, they added the piping in the wall. You can break the piping and you got to repair it. Like if you don't know there's like water line in there or something like that, you'll bust it, and then you have to like find the shutoff valve and shut the water off, and you got to repair what you broke and all that kind of stuff. So that was kind of a neat addition. Another addition to the home and garden package, they did a whole bunch more cosmetic items you can put in the house. So a lot more modern items. So you can do like different hardwood flooring and different kind of lighting that's more modern. You're doing fireplaces now and just like a higher end looking place. So that was kind of cool. And then after that, the only thing I noticed, another neat feature they kind of based it off the TV show. They have a before and after. So the game like saves a picture of the house and the layout of the house before when you walk into it and all the changes you made at the end. And it actually screenshots it, and it does like a little video, and it shows the before, it shows the after, and it gives you a couple screenshots, and it saves it. And so you can actually go and see what it looked like before and what it looked like after, your renovations, I guess.
Yeah, so this is all done like inside the house, right? There's still nothing outside of it.
I'm not sure. I think there is some garden stuff now, but I didn't get that far into it again because the game had reset. So I'm not honestly sure. Hopefully I'll get some time in it this weekend, and I'll get deep enough into it to know. But I know they did have like a garden edition, and I bought everything they had. So if it is in there, I'll get that option here probably pretty soon.
And you're having fun with this game?
Oh yeah, it's a blast. It is. I mean, it's one of the games it's still you kind of kick back and relax, and it's got relaxing music, and it's kind of like the PC parts simulator game. I can't remember what it's called right now, PC Builder. So you can just kind of kick back. You're knocking down walls and you're remodeling, and you're like, oh, I think I'm gonna put brick on that backsplash of that wall or whatever, and you can just really play around with it as much as you want to make the house look however you want.
If I know you're doing like the velvet wallpaper and lava lamps and bongs everywhere. Sure.
What is it? The wood grain paneling that goes halfway up, and then
you're right.
The wallpaper halfway down.
Striped.
Yeah.
Wallpaper and the rest of it. Yeah. Got some Grateful Dead playing in the background. Yeah.
There you go.
That'll be the mod.
Yeah, I mean it's a neat game. I do know something that John and Michelle and over VGO they did. What was that?
I was thinking shaggy carpets.
Oh, there you go. John and Michelle, what they did, they actually did. They got to the same point in the game, and this wasn't a feature, but they decided to make it into a thing. So they played the game at the same time, and they were both streaming. And they did a competition to see who could get the best resale back out of the house in the game. So they both bought the same house. And they both did their own renovations because they give you suggestions. They're like, oh, I really think a buyer would like this kind of furniture, or a buyer would like this kind of backsplash, or they don't want tile flooring or something like that. And they each built their own version of the house with I think they might have been used a certain budget. And then they both tried to sell it because the game will have a market, and people will make offers to you, and you basically accept or decline those offers, and you take the profits you get in the game, and you continue to buy a new house, or you save for a new house, and you start buying those and selling them and flipping them, and you can start getting better items for houses and stuff like that because you can afford more.
Now I did watch this stream a couple weeks ago, and I watched them play for about 30 minutes, and it could have just been because I was working all day, but I was bored to tears watching that. I really was.
Yeah,
but maybe if I actually got in there and did it, it would be a completely different experience with somebody I knew.
I think it would be a hard game to watch because you're just watching do something. But when you're the one with the creative side, because you get to do whatever you want. You're watching somebody do what they want. But when you're playing the game, you're making the decisions. You're like, oh, I think I want to put this down, or or I want to do that. Maybe I want to knock this wall down,
I don't.
And so you get that.
I don't know. I don't think it was that. It was just maybe just personal preference, because it wasn't like I was thinking like, oh, they should put the TV over here or something like that. It just, I don't know. Maybe it was the entire game, or I just wasn't into that genre at the time.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it's probably a hit or miss whether that's your kind of game or not, but I found it relaxing, and it was just kind of nice to tinker around and, again, and, like, oh, I'm going to knock this wall out and open this room up and make it look bigger and put new, paint the walls, and you got to literally paint each wall, and you got to switch your tools out, and you got to roll. You can buy an upgraded paint roller and stuff like that so you can paint more faster. So the money you actually make in the game can make upgrades and make a quality of life and building and editing stuff in the game faster and easier. So it kind of gives you that drive to keep going a little bit too, I guess.
Cool.
But besides that, that's pretty much all I played this week. Just been busy doing other things this week, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, so for me, the last couple weeks, because I wasn't on last week's show, but I was on that GFNG show. So, back over to the old Red Dead Redemption 2 online. I know Johnny Don't, has been kind of in our chats, and let's cowboy up. So we played some of that, more of that last week, and we actually got Ryan Gibson on board.
Yeah, I seen a clip that somebody had posted that had Ryan on there.
And yeah, I think it was definitely Andrew that did that. And yeah, we had some pretty cool moments in that game, because Andrew knows exactly where to go to do, like, we're going to do some epic bounties is what we're going to do, or something. Maybe not more. Yeah, maybe a little bit more difficult or something. But we did this one mission where we went down, I think it was like south of Saint Denis. And there's like that train station down there where, you got to go meet somebody, and then you go to this other town. So we're just galloping everywhere, and we all get to this building or this bar in this little town, and and of course we're just like a bunch of, we're like bulls in a china shop here, coming in there, hoorah, wanting to shoot our guns off, and Andrew's like, don't shoot at me or the horse or anybody, don't shoot each other, and let's just try and get through this mission. We're like, all right, we're just gonna be calm cowboys here. And so, we all kind of pile into this bar, and you kind of go activate this mission. You talk to this guy, and literally I'm like walking outside of the bar, and like all I hear is like a couple gunfires, and I'm asking Andrew, because I can't see. I'm like inside walking out. I'm like, the hell's going on? And I walk out to this gunfight, It was like somebody wasn't listening, apparently, and just all hell breaks loose, Like, before I know it, like, all these marauders and guys are coming out, so I just start, bodies are dropping, horses are dropping, It was like, I guess we're just kind of shooting everybody and everything. And I just can't believe, like, just how quickly things can go. Right? You just don't ask questions at that point. You just start shooting and ask questions later.
You hearing that reminds me of, like, those bank robberies that go wrong. You always have the one guy in the show. It's like a movie, and there's like a big bank robbery scene, and there's one guy that shoots the guard or something, and everything kind of all hell breaks loose after that. That's what it reminds me of. Totally.
That's what it reminded me of. Somebody had an itchy trigger finger or something, and I ended up riding out of there, and like, I think Penn was the only one that like stuck around or something. But I had it was weird. I had like this $1.74 bounty on my head.
$1.74.
$1.74 or some shit. And of course you can go to the post office and pay it off. But I must have shot about 10 guys, and I know between Ryan and Penn, Andrew took off. He was like, I'm gone. I'm going to the next objective or something. But that was a ton of fun doing that. Some really good times. We ended up doing some more stuff and completing some missions successfully. So, good stuff.
It sounds like a really good time. I was hoping to get into it a little bit more, but
but it was another situation like where Jesus said, where Ryan's horse was like, he just like came out of the tutorial, and it was just like, it it couldn't run fast at all.
Could you imagine having $1.74 bounty on you? I mean, just the value. You'd be like, look, I'm worth $1.74 dead or alive.
Right. And so I think it was because I'm curious if it's because it's so low. Like I didn't have actual real players. We were playing in defensive mode as well. I can't remember. I think it was like the next day or a few hours later, we all jumped back on and I still had the bounty and we went and did the train robbery mission. And I almost feel like too, like where, man, if I had more experience, because I was like stuck on top of this ridge and I'm like, everybody's on the train and they're just having a good old time trying to shoot people off the train. And I can't find a way off of this ridge. I'm I can see the train in my mini map and I'm like, fuck. But I still had like one or two guys chasing me because it's a video game, right? They got to come get you too. Right. Like guys just popping out of nowhere. So I'm trying to fight them at the same time, trying to get to the train, and it wasn't until I got to the train and everybody's like, yeah, we're done. We kind of killed everybody and took the train. And I was like, yay for me, I guess. But, yeah, you gotta stick with the group. But, yeah, definitely look forward to playing more of that. But between that, I've just been playing a lot of Mud Runner.
Playing Mud Runner. Huh?
I love this. No, every time I play this, I just want to play more. And I've been playing.
You're going to make me pick it up, Gunny.
I don't know if it's for you, and I don't think it's for Jesus. It's a very old man, slow game.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
but is it unique in a way? 'Cause I like anything unique. It's kind of a different playtime. I haven't done anything like that, so
yeah, it's unique in the way of like it's like I don't everybody can that have when I talk about this like, oh, I tried the Mud Runner game or whatever. Or I'm sorry, I've been playing Snow Runner, not Mud Runner.
Yeah, sorry, I know what you meant.
Yeah, but Mud Runner is just like that was the first game they made, and it's very meh, and the graphics aren't that great. And again, I think one of the things they did great when they came out with Snow Runner is that they had is the fact that you can just go back to your base at any time, right? You just press the button, but I've already had to restart this game twice because it is like, I'll compare it to like BattleTech in the way the currency system works, where if I go out and I go, okay, I watch this little video, just a short little bit of it, because I don't want any kind of like tips or tricks that are just going to spoil anything for me as far as what I need. So I went and got this thing called the Scout, and it looks like my Jeep, similar to it. I'm like, oh, they're telling me this is the best one, right? So I go out, hey, you've discovered the Scout. Okay, I can bring it back to my office, or I'll just call it the base, whatever it's called. And I did it, and I kind of just upgraded a couple things, but I fucking hated this vehicle. It just kept flipping over. Yeah, and I don't have like the best, grappling hook on there, that's just going to like turn me over. So, of course, at that point, like your engine stalls and you have to, hit recover and go back to your base again. So what I did was I decided I'm going to get the season pass because that comes with like an actual like Jeep Rubicon vehicle that I actually own.
Oh, yeah. You want it for
I
that
had to buy this thing.
Own,
it's like,
right?
Or you could just buy it individually too. It was like $3.99. But I think I ended up getting the season pass because I get future expansions. And I knew I'm definitely going to be playing this game for a while. So, and I love that vehicle. So the first thing, well, not the first thing, but I think the second time that I had restarted the game, because you only get one save.
Okay.
You don't get different save points. It's like, again, I feel like it's like Dark Souls of like mud running, Mm-hmm. I went and sold that vehicle. I was like, no way. I hate this vehicle. It's gone, but ended up making money so you can upgrade other things. But with this game, you can't just start upgrading things without leveling up first. It won't let you, right? It just has like different tiers of like what tires you can use and whether they're just for street use and mud use and snow use.
So that probably what keeps you playing, because if you just leveled up and it didn't really mean a whole lot.
Yeah, it's a slow
and if you had
grind.
access to everything right away, you probably wouldn't play as long. So
I probably put
that.
12 hours into this game or more, and I'm like, you're like level 5, you know. But I mean, and it's meant to be slow, right? It's like you got to climb a mountain, you know, get to the other side, grab a trailer of whatever is in it, whether it be an oil, you know, rig trailer, or it's carrying supplies or steel plates, you know, to build a bridge. And now you got to take it back over to this objective. And it's just, and that's where it kind of like gets into that Dark Souls, you know, of like, you know, how the hell do I get that over there? Can I use this vehicle? Do I have to go back, do more of these little smaller missions of just, you know, to make more money, or and then sell a vehicle, right? You don't get very many vehicles, so you got to be careful what you sell.
Gotcha.
It can definitely turn into a BattleTech situation where you're like, I'm screwed, you know.
You're out of money and you can't buy anything.
Yeah. So, and I've only gotten to where I want to say I'm still like in the first map of Michigan. Why is it always Michigan, Eric Smith? Do they just have like muddy roads throughout this place? I swear to God. I mean, there are like some places funny. It's got like asphalt, but most of it's mud.
I mean, Michigan does have a whole bunch of upper peninsula stuff where it's pretty wild up there. They didn't really do anything up there, but I don't think it's known for mud running or anything like that. But I don't know. I could be completely wrong. It's
all this muddy marsh, you know, dead trees area. I don't want to go to Michigan. But yeah, I've been staying in there. The tutorial kind of takes you to, you need to go to Alaska once. Okay, so you go to Alaska and you're at your base of operations or your garage. That's what it's called, right? Your garage. And okay, now go to Russia. You know, so you go there, and it is like there is like a cutscene, so it is kind of separate. But that's just how these things are kind of set up. So yeah, so I'm trying to just stay in Michigan, and within Michigan, it's 4 maps. And again, it's just areas you have to like travel to and, you know, activate and to go to that next place. But that's where you find other vehicles, upgrades, and go on smaller missions to make money. So it's a slow burn for sure. But yeah, I've definitely had to pull myself away from that this morning or since a couple of days ago to play other games. For example, Deep Rock Galactic. I did buy that. Yeah. Did I buy that or did Brian buy it? I can't remember.
So this is on the Xbox, I assume, because you're talking about if Brian bought it or not. So this is on Xbox, right?
So everything I've been playing here is I've just been playing hardcore on Xbox. You know, again, with the whole, you know, friends with all these co-op games and multiplayer. And
yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, with this, remember I did play that 2 hours free trial, you know, well over a year ago. And then we all ended up buying it on Steam.
On Steam, yes. Yep.
And I only played 2 hours on that. So, but this time I'm like, okay, I'm committed. You know, I'm going to play a lot more of this game. And so, yeah, I ended up playing a little bit with Ryan and Pinpoint this morning, and we couldn't figure this game out. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I thought, man, like, we couldn't figure out like where this, like, there was a certain element, like in the beginning mission.
Okay, it's telling you
some shit.
Mordecai,
right?
yes.
Like, yeah. So they were like, okay, you got to get 100 or 200 pieces of it or something. And you know how, like, in this, if anybody's ever seen this game, you kind of start off in a cavern and you can throw out flares by pressing B and you'll see like a dirt wall, right? Obviously you have to go through the dirt wall, you know? So whether you're the scout or the engineer or the gunner, you have a pickaxe, but it's better if you've got the driller. I just named off the 4 classes that you have. So yeah, get the driller in there and he'll just burrow through, you know, it should only take a minute just to the next cavern where it just leads down.
Right.
And so, yeah, but we were like
full destructive environment. You can pretty much drill anywhere you want in this game.
Yeah. And it totally reminds me of, it's probably the same developer. It reminds me of like Astroneer type physics for sure. Even the art style is the same. But a different game, but similar when you're in a cave. So, yeah, and then we were like, okay, so how do we locate it? They're like, you know, you can pull up like your almost like your laser pointer thing, and then you can.
Right, that's a marker for your team, so you can pull up a laser pointer and mark a spot for your teammates. So you can be saying if you're in a big hole in the ground and you see the Mordecai, but you can't get to it, but the engineer who can build structures and platforms, right. And maybe what was the other one? He has a zip line. I can't remember which character it was now, but he could maybe zip line up to it and get it. You can mark it. Yeah, the engineer.
Yes.
So you can mark it with that laser pointer, and then everybody sees where you marked, and then they know to go get it. Or you say, "Hey, we're going to meet here," and you can put a marker down. Then that's what that does.
But kind of weird. I don't know. It just, yeah. But I mean, but if you really, I guess, if you really wanted to, you can just keep burrowing straight into whatever. But and that's what I ended up doing. I'm like, okay, this is kind of going nowhere. It's just the same exact thing, but. Yeah, if you hold down like the select button, it kind of brings up the Star Wars-y type green,
the map is so hard to look at.
Map, but and
that's part of the challenge of the game, though. I think the game would be too easy if they made the map easy.
True.
Because you could find your way through it so easily. That I think they kind of did that on purpose to make it a little bit more difficult intentionally.
Yeah, but either way, so everybody left the party. We were like, all right, this is kind of getting stupid. I ended up jumping in a couple multiplayer matches, but there was a guy I play with. His gamer tag is Weird Dobby. I'm like, hey, you got a mic? You know how to? Because as soon as I jumped in the game, he had everything. It was by himself.
You console players without your mics.
Yeah, right. And you got my mic, man, but I got it on now. I'm like, thanks, bruh. How did you get everything? He goes, check this out. But no, we went to he chose a mission on baby mode, right? He goes, I've been playing on baby mode. He said easy. I call it baby mode. And we jumped in but like everything was kind of there. Like, I don't know, whatever Jonathan did, you cursed it, Jonathan. But everything was there. Like you can see it, and he was marking it and I was getting it and I was marking it. And then he was able to, since he was a driller, he can just drill straight up, like make it a staircase basically.
It's really nice having a driller on your team. That always makes a hard decision when you're building your team. Say if you are playing a multiplayer group and all your mains are different characters and you don't have a driller, it's really nice for somebody to just make that sacrifice and use a driller, because you can level each class, but if your driller isn't leveled or whatever, some people are like, I don't have a driller, and you're like, this can be really difficult, especially digging your way out. Once you get to Mali, that's a little cart where you put all your materials in. Once it's full and you call for the ship to come back, you have a timer, and you have to get out. And there's the swarms of bugs and monsters are coming after you, and you have to fight your way out. But the hard part is, again, that really bad map, trying to navigate it. And so you're trying to figure out where to go and fight the bugs at the same time. It's just so much easier to have a driller who can drill on an angle right through the rock, right to the direction you need to go.
A lot of times, much. In when you're playing on the easy mode, it's all a matter of going through the dirt walls, and then going down and around into a new cavern. When you call in for that drop ship, a lot of times it's just going to be back where you started on the easier missions, the beginning missions, right? It's just a matter of just you running back all the way to the top, which doesn't take long. That's where Molly's headed. You can follow her and hold down LB on the Xbox button, and everybody kind of highlights,
I did hear somebody talking about it the other day. When you did do the Molly, when you sent her back to your ship, she would walk along and she would drop little flares behind her so you kind of know where she went. And I heard there's some kind of indication now which way she's going, like the flares say her facing a certain way, or there's some way of knowing now which direction she went. Because it used to be when she would just go without you, but she would leave a trail of flares. But say you got attacked by a big giant group of bugs of some form and you fight your way through it, you can get turned around really easy in the middle of combat.
Oh, absolutely.
And then you got a straight line of flares and you don't know which way they went. Was this the way we were going or was that the way we were going? And then you pick a way, and next thing you know, you found out you're going the wrong way.
Right.
You're going, oh no, I now have a minute to get to the top of this map to get out of here. And then you end up failing because you didn't know which direction to go. So that's a huge, quality of life improvement I think they did, for you to be able to know which way the Molly had went, like which direction she was heading.
Yeah, and let's just say you're a new player, you're not. I'm getting quite used to the map, and you are a new player, but the other people, I could see you on the map. Let me come get you, Let me come back down there. All right, follow me, It's so
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, but on your own, I can definitely see you're probably going to fail. But another helpful tip too is where we did other missions and stuff too, but another helpful tip is when the drop ship comes in, right? And it lands. And it kind of gives off that timer. You don't have to jump in it right away. You can fight all the bugs and gather more resources if they're around.
I think when the whole team gets in, it takes off though. So long as one guy stays
once
out.
The last person gets in, or the timer runs out. But on the side of the dropship, and I think it's on both the left and the right, there's these little grinders, and you can deposit right there. Because once Molly's in the ship, your drone, you can't deposit anymore, right?
Right.
But on the side of the dropship, each side, there's 2 deposit places.
Nice. What about something they added? Or
and it's funny, like
I've never noticed it before.
Well, I didn't notice it until this guy had told me, right? And then it's funny, I actually saw it on the screen. Like it came up and he's all, check it out, guys.
You're like, oh, it's so obvious.
You're not paying attention to that when you're like in a fight for your life. But yeah, this game's cool. It's fun co-op. So hopefully the next time we all jump in together, we can actually see that. We went on and did more missions like find all the eggs, there might be 4 eggs, and it kind of, what those things look like because you'll see them like on the side of the wall. It's got like these snaky, green things, and they're just super hard to miss. And the other thing too was where like each time you'll see something purple on the map, right? And I'll be like, what's this purple thing? He goes, okay, those are like, I think they're upgrades, like for your perks or something. And so, yeah, you can just kind of drill in, but everybody has to get it. It's not like one person gets it anyway. Everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you have to go over and activate it. So, you know what it reminds me of? Like when you get in there, it looks like a dead flat claptrap from Borderlands, so it's hard to miss.
Oh, right.
Like, just go up to it, press X, you got it, move on. So there's just objectives and reasons to explore different areas, but good stuff, and just kind of upgrading my stuff and back at the base of operations. Let's see what else. I played a little bit of that
nice.
Maneater.
What did you think of it? Because I thought about picking this up.
It's okay. I have only played like maybe 15 minutes. I went through the first part of it, but I love the cutscenes, man. Part was fun. Scaly Pete, we're gonna get us some dinner. He's like the sailor,
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that's gonna kill you. But it's pretty cool. I like the beginning mission. Eat all the beachgoers, and now go get the hunters. The people on the boats that are trying to kill you. And
right.
Yeah, I was able to evade. I feel like I was definitely faster than them.
There's a lot of things you can cause damage to, right?
Like there was things like where, instead of like jumping up on the little boat and, pressing right trigger to eat them, like you can actually spin your tail and whack them, so you can do damage as well. So that might be an option where, you've got several people shooting at you. You don't want to, it's just another way to do damage and not eat them. But that's just right at the beginning. So the part that I'm at right now is so I'm kind of out of that, and I'm in this area where now I'm a baby shark, and it's talking about, hey, put this, though they're not perk points or whatever, but more like a mod type thing where you got to get these different proteins. So I'm kind of stuck at that point. I'm in this like swampy Louisiana area. Like, okay, I don't know anything about what I'm supposed to do.
It sounds funny. You probably think of different proteins as a shark. I just think of people immediately.
Right. Like, what kind of people am I eating here? Different kinds, like Cajun people. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, I'll definitely play more of it this week. Check more of it out. So, but I know I'm putting Jesus asleep over here.
Yeah, I think we lost him, guys.
He's asleep. Nighty night, Jesus. All right, let's move on, Mayo. Jesus fell asleep. Let's see.
Look. He's back like magic.
Welcome back.
Good morning.
Talking about some awesome games over here.
You guys done? Jesus Christ.
We're done, man. We're into the news.
Wow, that took forever of Mayo's fucking voice.
I was out mud running last week, guys.
You know you have my voice and record at home, and you go to sleep to it every night.
Made me fucking fall asleep. Damn.
Just let me ask you: if I made a book in Audible, would you buy it?
If Mayo read it, yeah.
Oh,
I meant I'd be the author.
I'm gonna get a part-time job as a reader to people, put them to sleep.
Woo! I'm back, people. I'm awake. All those awesome games you guys play. Whoa. Anyways. It's news time. Let's get into the news. Gentlemen.
Beep.
Oh, fuck, my hand went numb. Oh, fuck.
You fell asleep on it.
It's like all fucking weird. Anyways.
I was worried about all you drooling all of your keyboard and stuff over there. I was like, he's gonna ruin his keyboard. We need to wake him up.
Snoring. It'll be loud.
Let's move on now. What is this? Oh shit! Hold on.
Oh.
I got it, Mayo. Minecraft Dungeons. Speaking of Minecraft Dungeons earlier, I guess it pays tribute to Diablo with the secret cow level.
That's cool. Wonder if my son knows that because he played through it a couple times. I wonder if he's ran across this shit.
Yeah, so it says here, how do you get it? I don't know. I don't know how to get it.
The article doesn't tell us.
It's pretty difficult to get, I guess. Or some shit like that. So who knows? Let's move on now to more news. Call of Duty Warzone finally has duos. Yeah, woo, yeah. Are you excited?
Yeah, duos would be fun. I can carry you in some Call of Duty.
Okay, guy. Oh, you got jokes there, Boomer. Okay.
Yeah. It's the morning comedy club.
It's like the Sunday funnies, comic strips or whatever. Yeah, it's like those.
This is 2020 Sunday funnies. Jesus, get together here. You wake up and you get to hear the Sunday funnies now instead of read them.
Anyways. Also, did you guys hear the rumors that Captain Price is gonna be the next character for I think it's season 4 pass?
No,
yeah.
I have not.
Yeah, the rumor has it that Captain Price will be the main guy you unlock to use. Don't fucking say you don't know who Captain Price is, motherfucker, you.
Of course I don't know who Captain Price is.
Oh my god.
You really Call of Duty.
Wow. What kind
I
of...
told you before. I don't
He calls himself a Call of Duty gamer, Mayo. Or Kenny, you believe that shit?
Damn, I can't believe you never played like the campaigns.
No.
Fucking Captain Price, dude.
That's console talk over here.
That's true.
Talk.
They were not very popular on the PC.
Fucking...
No, they weren't.
Oh, God. I'm moving on now.
I would listen to old shows. I would just tune out. You guys.
I'm going to buy you an Xbox 360, make you play every campaign on every Call of Duty. Wait, backwards compatibility? No.
You can just buy me the remastered of the latest one. Yeah. I'll play that campaign.
Moving on now. Let's move on now to some Witcher. The Witcher series has now hit a 50 million mark in sales. That's right, 50 million copies sold. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. So that's pretty good.
That is really good. 50 million copies. That's amazing.
They said this time last year, CD Projekt Red reported some numbers, Gunny. They said at this point last year that they had sold 40 million copies of their games, the Witcher series. Just the Witcher series. Well, I'm not sure if they worked on anything else. I don't think they have they?
That's 10 million in 12 months. That's amazing.
But they say that that half of those copies that they sold 40 million were from The Witcher 3 alone.
Yeah.
I can see that because I don't see a whole lot of people talking or hearing a whole lot of people talking about the other Witcher games. Have you guys tried them?
I tried.
Yeah. Two.
I
Yeah.
tried it. Yeah.
I tried the first one.
Oh, you're crazy. That's old boomer talk.
Well, it was when it first came out, so it wasn't old boomer talk at the time. And I found the game horrible. The controls were so bad.
I tried it on this.
I like this game.
I tried the second one on the 360, and I was like, holy shit, I'm not playing this.
Yeah, me too. I went back to playing Dragon's Dogma for like 80 hours. That's what I was playing. Like I had just finished like playing that game of like 80 hours, and I was like, all right, time to try this Witcher 2 thing. And the controls were so wonky. I know now you can change the controls on console and PC. Like, I mean, that's been a thing for a while, but I was like, nah, I'm kind of past it. There's so much content in Witcher 3 to hold you that you don't need to go back.
Moving on now, speaking about going back, let's go on back, talk about some more shit here. PS5 and Xbox Series X. Platinum Game Studio head clarifies more of the same comment. So the head of Platinum Games responds to the backlash over his comments about the next-gen consoles, Gunny. In 2019, the head of Nier Automata and Bayonetta developer Platinum Games at Shubi Inaba said he was not all that impressed by the next-gen consoles from Sony and Microsoft. He said they offered more of the same, and those comments led to some debate and discussion, particularly after the enthusiastic praise we've heard from several other developers up to this point. However, he is not backing down, Gunny. Inaba has now clarified his comments, telling Video Games Chronicles that his original words led to a little bit of a backlash and the perception that he was a snob. Inaba now says that he is excited by the fact that the new consoles will allow developers to do more as it relates to graphics and technology. However, he stands by his estimation that the leap from the PS4 to the Xbox One era and the PS5 to the Xbox Series X era won't be as dramatic as the shift that occurred years ago during the previous console transitions. He says, if you think back to the generation when the Super Nintendo and PlayStation and how we went from pixel art to 3D polygons, nobody could have ever imagined that a few years prior, Inaba said. When that stuff started coming out, people were just blown away. They weren't ready for it. They weren't anticipating it. It was just so new. He says that the latest console generations, by comparison, leave something to be desired, Inaba said. He said, I feel that the announcements that we've had for recent consoles generations, while all good and interesting, and of course I'm happy for us as developers to have better technology to work on, it's a perceivable future, he said. That's not the extreme surprise or the unexpected quality that I felt from the leap to previous consoles. Now I see the announcements and I think, oh, that's cool. And then the next minute I think, what should I watch on Netflix tonight? And that's very true. Because I've always said that recently. Like, for me, the next big jump is being in the game. So VR is the next jump for that I think video games need to take. That's going to be from pixel art to 3D. You know what I mean? Or let's say from the Xbox original to the Xbox 360. I feel like the jump from the Xbox original to the Xbox 360 wasn't necessarily just the graphics powerhouse and all that shit that they did, bigger worlds, bigger memory, bigger this. I feel like the biggest jump from that, or the biggest difference that I noticed from the Xbox original to the 360 was how many more people adopted online gaming. You know what I mean?
Live, yeah.
Like that shit's what made it big, right? Xbox Live was the huge thing that online gaming and gaming with people, with friends online across the world or whatever, is what I feel was the big jump from the 360 or from the Xbox to the 360, and then let's say PS2 to the PS3. And then from the PS3 to the PS4 and the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One, I'm not sure what the big leap was there. I mean, yeah, I guess maybe it was graphics, right? I mean, besides that, really, do we see much of a difference? I mean, then we saw it again with the Xbox S and the PS4 Pro and the X. And we saw a little bit of an enhanced graphics and the graphics and this and that. So, I mean, ever since we got the X and the Pro, I think those consoles look great. I look at these new ones, and I'm like, what? How much better is it really going to look? And I think for the problem with me is that I've seen a 2080 graphics card can do. You know what I mean? So I feel like maybe I'm a little fucking. I'm looking at it through my perspective, and maybe I should be looking at it through other gamers that are console gamers' perspective.
No,
you understand what I mean? Because
right there, because that.
What do you mean?
Like, I think he's a PC snob or whatever. You can say that, right? But I think that's how he's looking at it, just like you are. It's not a
yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Is that a way to? I mean, should I stop and look at it the other way? Am I looking at it differently? Should I look at it like if I didn't have a PC, maybe I would be way more hyped over this. But I think since I have a PC and I have a 2080 graphics card, 2080 Super even, like I'm like whatever. But new consoles are coming out. Who cares?
It, right? I mean, you paid that hefty price tag for that big leap.
That's true. You're right.
But I think one thing that not you, but reading this article, I know what he's saying, but I think he spoke out of context because he's looking at it like Microsoft could have put a much more powerful GPU, but he doesn't understand the fact that that will come eventually. In my opinion, it'll come eventually.
Utilizes it.
Yeah, it's not like they can. Okay, guys, Xbox Series One X, $800. You know what I mean? Like it's not. They know that's not going to sell. I mean, but there will be a pro version.
I could be wrong, but I almost feel like it's almost like that Murphy's Law, you know, like at some point in time, we can only get these graphics to look so good over, you know, the game will only look so realistic. Well, they're going to have to start coming up with different stuff. And I think we're starting to maybe get closer to that point where it's less of a jump. Obviously, it's going to be a less jump from the 360 to the one, you know, to the one, or the PS3 to the PS4, because that stuff was still kind of not where we're at today. It seems like we've made such leaps and bounds to where we're at today, and I think we're almost getting to that artistry type limit of what they can do drawing wise for us to make feel like the game looks better. You know, I mean, how realistic can we get the games to look? Look at Red Dead. Red Dead looks absolutely amazing, and so how can you make Red Dead look better? And I think that's the challenge they're facing. And I think what they're going to do this is why we're starting to hear more about load times and frame rates in the console world. I think that the developers are going, this is about as good as we can draw this stuff. Let's try to focus on load times and maybe draw distances and how good stuff draws in the background and how smooth that stuff is. And then maybe, you know, let's introduce a higher frame rate, you know, for people that can get a higher frame rate TV, like those 120 hertz TVs, or they're using a gaming monitor and they have a 144 hertz gaming monitor. You know, let's start pushing these consoles to a higher frame rate, and that's where I feel like things are kind of going. And I don't think they're really sure graphically how much better they can do.
Yeah,
I mean,
just kind of reading.
Just my opinion, but
yeah, I keep looking at that statement that he says, you know, where this is what he said prior, you know, I don't want to sound like, you know, everything, like I know everything about the new consoles and they're boring, but with the information that he has now, like he hasn't seen anything he hasn't seen any big surprises, you know?
Right.
I don't know, like, is he just thinking, you know what? I'm just thinking like this guy probably owns 2080, you know, RTXs and SLI and, you know, like he's just trying to like, he doesn't want to say that, you know, that's what they should have, or is that what his hidden message is, you know? But come on, man, you can't charge $900 for a console, you know? Right? I mean, you probably could down the road, right? Like this is the pro version, but I don't know. Unless he wants some new magic.
I don't know, man. I think you could charge $1,000 for a console.
I think you could too.
I think you could too. I mean, it won't work as their base. They can't announce it first.
No, you have to announce like a hobo regular version, but then later on they could have easily like you could easily come out next year and announce the Xbox Series X Pro at $1,000 and make it like really close to a PC, pretty much a gaming PC. And I think people would buy it. People would fucking buy it. People would fucking be like, yes, I'm on board. Because as long as you can offer them the usability of a console with the power of a PC, people would be in. They would be like, I'm in, motherfucker.
Both
I'm in.
sides, Sony and Xbox, they'd both be on board with it.
They would jump on it because, you know, as long as you could say, yeah, this thing can even play Steam games. And then people would be like, oh fuck, I'm in. Like my library
That
just
would be,
grew
yeah. See, that would
tenfold.
be a different dynamic too. Like what you just talked about, where like, hey, I've got the $1,000 PS5, right, or $1,000 Xbox, and you've got,
Yeah, well, what
you're
does
over
what
there
does
with
your
the $600
PS5
version.
do?
It
Well,
plays the same.
my PS5 can play Steam games now. You know what I mean? Yours can't.
Yeah. But I got the pro version. I'm over here playing different games than you are. It
Yeah.
might segregate the player base a little bit, but you'll be elite.
Not really. Not if everything starts going crossplay. See, that's the thing that we've noticed in last year. We're noticing this at the very end of a generation of a console is crossplay, and it's happening a lot more often. So, what if Microsoft can figure out a way to just bring everything together? And they're like, you know what? How the fuck do we get our stupid ass console gamers to just buy PCs from us? We sell PC fucking software. How do we get these motherfuckers to just buy PCs and not have to make a stupid console and waste money on a console? How about we start selling fucking gaming PCs? Let's start selling it to them as pro versions of a system and just dumb it down a little bit, like maybe not have as much RAM or it's not like put a fucking 2080 regular instead of a 2080 Super or 2080 Ti in there. Put a regular 2080 in there or something. Make shit a little bit cheaper. Cut corners, a little bit here and there. And make the cases, small enough to they can look like a console almost. I'm like, keyboard, hook it up. It plays Steam. Yeah, it plays Steam. Go ahead.
Yeah. But hey,
Yeah,
once
I would love to see Steam on a console, but I don't think it's going to happen because
I don't know, man.
that would take away sales from their store.
They tried it.
I mean, yeah, there is their own unique PC game.
I think if anyone would do it, would be Microsoft.
Yeah, if anybody does it, it's going to be Microsoft because
Microsoft doesn't give a shit. First of all, they already Steam is on their platform pretty much. Steam is on Windows.
Right.
You know what I mean? It pretty much is already on their platform. It's just that they sell the software with it. I'm just saying, I think that if somehow Microsoft is able to convince Steam, they need to come up with some kind of deal with them. If they're able to get Steam on board on their system, that would just kill the competition. It would kill the competition.
Yeah, I know that
PS5 would not stand a chance. The exclusives would not stand a chance. Nothing would. They would not stand a fucking chance. They would be fucked. Yeah,
because I know they're running into, and I'm sure this is happening where I know they're still in this testing phase of streaming games, but they do run into that roadblock with iOS, right? With people that have iPhones, and iPads and different devices where, like how do we get all of our games on people's, personal phone devices because, and stream it that way because we want people in our ecosystem, but Apple wants a cut, I mean, so they can only stream one game right now. I think it's Halo Master Chief Collection or something, but so they're in talks. But man, if they can get Steam on board, right, and say, Steam, open it up, let them play every game that's on our device and every game that's on your device, and we'll split the profits however which way, and things would
that would be sick, but I don't know. Who knows? It'll be a big deal, I think. But like I said, as far as this guy's talking about, seeing a graphical jump from pixels to 3D, I don't think we're gonna see that. I think we already came. I think we got close to it last generation on the 360, playing Uncharted 2 and all those games or whatever, or the PS3 or whatever, seeing all those games, The Last of Us and shit like that. Even at the end of the 360, there was some really good looking games that came out,
Absolutely.
And coming into this generation, we saw some great looking games with the original Xbox One. Even though they were 900p, they still look fucking great. Like Rise Son of Rome, that game looked fucking incredible,
900p, that game still looks amazing.
Yeah, and I think the next logical step is VR. You're in the fucking game.
Yeah.
You are in the game. You're here. Like I said, it's just like Star Citizen. Describing VR, I could sit here and talk to you all fucking day long about how incredible it is, and you will never understand it unless you fucking play it. You just won't. Right, Mayo?
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Mayo knows because he's got a VR. He knows what I'm talking about. It's just you just fucking sucks until you play it. You're like, whoa! Every time you play it, whoa! Look at this, best thing ever! Woo! Moving on now. Speaking of next gen consoles, Gunny, Sony PlayStation, they've announced a PS5 event for June 4th. That's next week.
Ooh.
Actually. Whoa, wow. That's
Got less than a week.
what day is that? Holy shit.
It's not a Thursday?
Do I think I have Thursday off.
It's a Thursday.
I have Thursday. Is it in the morning though? Oh, I'm still at work at this time. Fuck. At 1 p.m.
When you're at work.
Yeah, it's like literally a half hour before I leave work. Fuck, it starts 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern on Thursday the 4th. The PS5 presentation will run for just over an hour and will showcase the new PS5 games for the systems and the first real gameplay from Sony's next-gen console.
Real gameplay.
Do you think they threw that real gameplay?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, just to fuck with Xbox, just to like fuck with Xbox or something. Like, we have real gameplay. We're gonna show Xbox.
I want to see a new tech demo.
Because you know how Xbox showed that fucking
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed game, and people were like, "That wasn't real gameplay." And I think they just threw that in there to fuck with them. Like, we have.
You know, Phil called Ubisoft that next day and goes, "We don't want you back on our stage, man."
Shit. Let's see here. Moving on now to more news. Well. Life is Strange and Vampire developer Don't Nod is now opening a new international studio in Canada land.
Oh, that's so, eh?
Oh, sorry, eh? That's right. The first of the company's international sites, the developer says it will enable its 250 plus person team, the bulk of which currently is based in Paris, France, to grow, Gunny. That's right. They're going to be moving into Montreal, Canada. Dun, dun, dun.
Change languages either. That's cool.
We're speaking French. Oh, we speak French here.
In the Canadian land, we speak the same.
How does that conversation go when you're over in France and they decide to move that and they're like, guess what, Bob? You're going to Canada. No.
Hey, Mayo.
What?
Mayo, we like you the way you work for us. And, how about we're going to promote you? And, by the way, you have to move to a whole new country. Good luck.
Yeah. Well, before they would say country, they're like, we're going to promote you, but it's going to require a slight move.
Yeah.
You'd be like, yeah. Okay, what is this promotion? You're going to Canada. Oh, great.
They got legal weed and email, and what else do they have there?
I got other video game studios you can go work at if you get fired. That's what they got. Yeah. Speaking of more video game studios and shit, Hideo Kojima project reportedly canceled. So, dun dun dun.
No.
Hideo Kojima recently had a major project canceled according to an extensive interview with Japanese site LiveDoor that was translated by VGC. They said, quote, recently a major project of mine got canceled, so I'm pretty pissed, but that's the games industry for you, Kojima says after LiveDoor asked about plans for his next game. Just what the game could have been is unclear. Of course it is. It's fucking Kojima, guys. But Kojima was discussing the future projects earlier in the year as Games Radar reported back in January. In an interview with Japanese magazine Famitsu, Kojima and Yoji Shinkawa discussed wanting to work on a manga together or something with mecha that Shinkawa could design. Kojima also mentioned wanting to make movies, but that's obviously not what was, canned. Kojima Productions did have plans to work on multiple game projects, one of which could be or would be a big game, and Kojima confirmed he was working on a smaller episodic and digital-only titles. And so, who knows what the fuck was canceled? Obviously, he was working on a bunch of shit all at once, and something got fucking canceled. Somebody probably listened to him and thought, you're fucking crazy, dude. No, cancel this shit right now. We're not going to fund you for this crap. What the fuck are you making? All right, guys, we're going to have a guy, and he's going to be walking through a deserted wasteland, He's going to have an eye patch. Why does he have an eye patch, Kojima?
He's got a peg leg, too.
He sees...
Wooden peg leg.
Why does he have an eye patch? He sees dead people. Like, what the fuck? What does that have to do with the eye patch?
The one good eye or the patch guy?
What does that have to do with the patch? It's because his child poked his eye out when he was born.
Okay, Mr. Kojima, why is he pushing a stroller?
To signify the struggle of a man.
That makes no sense.
Okay, nothing makes sense in Kojima's world. He's fucking high out of his mind. You know, that dude probably drops acid and sits there and thinks about video games he's gonna make.
He rolls it into his cigarettes. He's a smoker. He definitely
just put fucking drugs in his cigarettes. He fucking smokes that shit. What am I smoking today? I'm smoking crack, motherfucker. We're gonna work all night, guys. Woo! No one goes home today. Like, fuck. We've been here for 3 days. Kojima hasn't left his office. We can't leave either. It's Kojima and their coding.
I've reached the stars.
Kojima in his office fucking coding away for 3 days straight because he's a fucking high out of his mind. That'd be fucking funny, man. Good old times.
Stars left, right.
Good old times, Kojima.
Hey, just a random question here. Do you think he's going to announce something on Thursday, Hideo Kojima?
No.
Boom, just throwing it out there.
Maybe.
I get close, yeah.
Death Stranding 2.
Yeah, I think it'll be something different. He's unique.
Anyways, moving on now. Arcane Studios are now celebrating their 20th anniversary at the moment, and recently talked to the press about the Dishonored franchise, and whether or not we would ever see a Dishonored 3. The great development studio has brought us some of the very best immersive sims ever, like aforementioned Dishonored series, or the criminally underrated recent Prey reboot, and even the upcoming Groundhog Day-style Deathloop. Apparently, there has been some rumors recently that the Dishonored series being put on hold, which Jinga Bakaba, co-creative director at Arcane Studios, said was highly exaggerated and misquoted when speaking to the press back in 2018. We heard that the series was laid to rest and the studio would focus on a more multiplayer-driven Dishonored title, but that doesn't seem to be the case at all. Further explaining the situation, Bakaba said that specifically they would not be returning to the Caldwin storyline again, so we're not going to see Elizabeth and Corvo, Gunny. No more Elizabeth, no more Corvo. They said, we had a story to tell about the Caldwins and the Outsider, and that story is now over.
Oh, no.
But the series has definitely not been put on hold. It's not necessarily the same thing when you're talking about what could be done and you're telling a journalist is not what we're doing right now. It's just not really the same thing. So I don't think there was a decision to put Dishonored series on hold. I think the initial quote was overinterpreted. Says here, Dishonored 2 did not sell very well either, which further gave fire to the previous rumors. As it only sold 2.5 million copies on console and PC, whereas the original Dishonored sold 3 million copies on the PC platform alone. So, there's that. I really liked Dishonored, man. That series was pretty fucking good.
I thought the first one was really good. I didn't get the controls of the second one. And I know they made that standalone one that was based off of 2, and it had a lot of lore and stuff, and it just wasn't something like... I just wasn't stealthy enough, or... I wasn't enjoying it for some reason. I don't know. But hey, I wanted to add something to that as well, Jesus, because I did see a news article earlier from Arcane Studios, and that was that they do have a free game. It's called Arx Fatalis, Fatalis. So I think you have to go to the Bethesda launcher to get that. So since you do have that, and I think you sign up for it, you will get that game. I think it's an older game from Arcane Studios. So yeah, just sign up for their email list, and yeah, you'll get that free game called Arx Fatalis. I don't know if it's a good game or not. I have no idea. It's a free game on the Bethesda launcher, the best launcher.
Yeah, everybody loves Bethesda launcher.
That piece of shit fucking... I think I installed that launcher a long time ago. Pissed me off.
Well, yeah, I think when we played New Blood.
Yeah, New Blood bullshit. Moving on to more news, Guinness World Records accidentally makes false copyright claims against Super Mario speedrun videos. That's right. Ta-ta-ta. Session for the speedrunners of the NES Classic Super Mario Bros. Their videos are showing off their personal best and world records were excellently targeted by such acclaim. It says here, so the world record, Guinness World Records, world record. It's not books, right? It's just the world record, right? Guinness World Records. Yeah. So there's a guy who did the world record run in 18 hours or 18 minutes 59.856 seconds by Cosmic. So yes, this was the fastest warpless time, and they hit him with the copyright claim on this YouTube channel. So whatever. It's just copyright claim. You'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
Other news. Let's talk about here. The Scorn trailer. This was the first-person atmospheric horror game inspired by H.P. Geiger's work. Oh my! This appeared in a brand new trailer that aired during the latest Inside Xbox episode. That's right. Microsoft has secured console exclusivity rights for Scorn Mayo, which will launch on the Xbox Series X and Windows PC and Steam, while targeting 4K and 60 frames per second. Since originally funded on Kickstarter years ago, Scorn seems to be finally well on its way towards release, thanks to the help of the Xbox platform holder. So they caught up with the developer, and the developer said that the game was running on an RTX 2080 Ti in the trailer. So it's not actual Xbox Series X gameplay. It might not look as good, guys. Just as this might not look as good, alright? So don't come at us like Watch Dogs. This thing might look a little worse on your console. Just a heads up, Mayo.
Don't show us the best version.
We showed you the
hobo consoles.
We showed you the best of the best. Sorry, guys. Sorry,
Don't get let down.
I don't want to see the superior version of it.
You're gonna get mad, Gunny? You're gonna get mad when you play it on your Xbox and it doesn't look as good?
Yeah, I'm over there watching a YouTube video of check this out, RTX ray tracing, boom, boom, boom. And I go to play it on Xbox. I want my money back.
It has 30 frames when you turn on ray tracing.
Yeah.
You turn on ray tracing and it goes down to 25 frames.
It's probably good on 15 if you could drop it that.
Refund, uninstall.
Oh shit! I can't wait till the first game that comes out on the Xbox Series X and it supposedly has ray tracing. And then and then they turn it on, and that shit drops the frame rate from 60 to fucking 30. People are gonna be so pissed off. Like,
that's gonna be a meme.
What the fuck is this bullshit? I paid for 60 frames. They're gonna be so mad. Watch, it's gonna happen, Mayo. It's gonna fucking happen to some game, right?
I believe it. Yeah.
Something that's not optimized or something that they fucking just, they didn't optimize it the right way or something, and it's gonna be like Why is it when you turn on ray tracing, the frames go down to 30? It's
they would notice on a console?
They would.
If they fucking TV, right? If you're just playing on a Hopa TV.
Somebody would notice. Somebody would make some kind of YouTube fucking analysis video or something.
Yeah.
If you pay attention here.
In there,
Digital Foundry would be breaking this shit down. You see this when we turn on ray tracing, this is what happens. And the fucking shit will slow down. And we're like, what the fuck is going on here? Man. Yeah.
Yeah, way to rain on my parade, Digital Foundry. Gosh.
Anyways, I think that's all we have, right? For news?
Yeah. I think that's all we have till next Thursday.
I think it's kind of a quick time. I think they're going to be announcing a whole bunch of stuff here in June.
Well, I think because it was fucking E3, dude.
PlayStation event.
Think about it, Mayo. They had all this shit for E3 to announce, and now they don't have a fucking E3. So what the fuck else are they going to do? They might as well just
piecemealed out. It's just
they might as well just fucking be like here.
Ubisoft, so I think they're going to do something with Xbox in July.
Well, I think it's supposed to be June, isn't it?
No, Ubisoft was going to come out. I think.
Oh, was it July?
Yeah.
They're just going to fucking be like, here's the shit. We've been working on this shit. Here it is. Here's some fucking
but look out
Viking
for like
gameplay.
I would say that since Xbox is, kind of in my opinion, I'm calling it a la carte. Where it's where they do their inside Xbox show every week. They might just throw something out there for a new announcement. It may not be a AAA, but those will all come in July, all at once.
All that shit's gonna come out, dude. Because they had, like I said, they had all these things for E3 planned, and like now it's been canceled. So think about it. It's a new console generation being launched. They probably had tons of content lined up to show. They gotta show it somewhere, right? They
But I'm
gotta
gonna be mad if I don't see Watchdog Legions come. Is there a date for that?
They were supposed to be out already, but then they fucking canceled it because they canceled all their games because that other game didn't do good. What was that last game they released? That one stupid game. The one you like.
Even though the CEO was
the dumb game you like, Gunny. Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon.
They're like, oh yeah, Ghost Recon didn't sell very good. Now we're gonna cancel all our games because this one didn't sell good. Everything's canceled. Fuck it. We don't make games anymore. We're fucking Ubisoft. Fuck you guys. We'll be back next year. And they just canceled everything. Everything literally was canceled in like one day, dude.
They all went on vacation.
Such bullshit. Like, yeah, they all went on vacation. Everyone's fired. We'll rehire you guys in a year. Come back later.
They better show that in July.
We're going to keep the trailer guys. You guys keep making trailers for Assassin's Creed. The rest of you are fired. Go home. Yeah.
Fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like I was so hyped for that game a lot, dude. Like Watch Dogs, like I love that fucking series. So I was super hyped for that one and that other one, the one that they're making like Rainbow Six, the Outbreak one, the zombie one. Yes. That one looks fucking cool too, man. But that one looks really cool too. What the hell?
Definitely, like that'll be something I think everybody will kind of pick up on. Like that'll be a Jonathan pinpoint. Andrew, Johnny, don't. Everybody will be jumping on that one. It's going to be like a Gears Horde type style thing.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
I mean, I hope it's not like a. Oh gosh, what is the name of that stupid game? It's a hide and go seek game. I hope it's not like that. I hope it's just more Horde-ish. Build defenses.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be like. Like World War Z, dude. Like you're going to a level.
Yeah, I hope it's like that.
Have to rescue.
Let's all go to B.
Go rescue the VIP or whatever. Fuck yeah.
Keep that same difficulty too. I think.
Oh no, I remember I played it when they had that demo, like that one. Remember a few years, like 2017, they had like that 1 month, or was it a week? They had like a week where like you gotta play this mode this week or whatever, and then it was that mode. It was like some zombie type mode where you had to rescue some doctor.
That was 2018. It might have been, and that was a blast. That was just like me and you and a random and a couple randoms at a time, and
yeah, it was like two or three people per team, and you had to go in there and rescue some doctor lady from a hospital. But there was like rooms and shit. You had to like open the door super slow and breach the walls and all kinds of crazy shit. It was pretty cool, man. I really liked it.
It was crazy, like going from like a tactical Rainbow Six Siege game to just shooting your gun just constantly. Yeah.
Anyways, Mayo looks tired.
All right.
I am getting tired.
Let's move it on, guys. Let's move it on to the old council corner and our free games for our free launchers and all that good stuff. So for the PlayStation Plus, our free games for the month of June. By the time you listen to this, it will be June. So go grab an awesome game called Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Oh, wow.
And Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Wow.
Or World War 2. World War 2. Not modern, just World War 2.
That's two good shooter games.
Absolutely. Yeah, go grab those two free games, guys, over on PlayStation. And over on our Xbox One, we've got games for gold. For the beginning of June, you've got Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. I don't know.
No, I don't know either.
It sounds lame.
I never played a Shantae game. I know this is the first one. This is the second one. Go get it if you're into the Shantae and the Pirates.
What the fuck is a Shantae game? I never played them Shantae games before. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
Hey, Destroy All Humans. That's your backwards compatibility game.
Oh,
that was a fun game. I enjoyed that one, actually.
I never played it. Maybe I'm just going to go play an old retro.
It's a fun game that causes a little bit of havoc. You're a little alien. It's kind of like an open world, like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
And you get this little ray gun and
shooting things and
the movie was
kidnapping
fun.
people.
I liked the movie.
Movie was great.
There was a movie about that shit?
Yeah, it was cool. I forgot the chick's name, and there was a couple
full
good
of-
actors there.
Full of big actors, yeah.
What?
It's an old movie.
Was it a live action movie?
It's like a comedy / spoof, I almost should say.
Yeah, it was.
Destroy
Yeah, it was a
Humans
little.
movie.
Well, I think actually you
give it a
kind of maybe. Well, I'm actually thinking of someone else. That tells you how tired I'm gonna be. I'm thinking of Mars Attacks. Is that what
Oh,
you're
that's what I'm thinking of.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Mars Attacks was the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew where you were going with it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what it
Mars
reminded me of,
Attack.
like when you look at the cover, you know, where the aliens kind of do that. Meh. You know, like they're a duck. Yeah.
Mars Attack movie is fucking dope, dude. That movie's awesome. I'm gonna go watch that thing.
Yeah, it's an oldie but a goodie.
Mm-hmm.
And over on your Xbox Game Pass, your featured games are Minecraft Dungeons, which I played, City Skylines, and Alan Wake. I noticed Alan Wake is like, it's $1.74, I think, on Epic and Steam. It's just dirt freaking cheap everywhere. It's probably been free on Xbox a couple times. Yeah, it's a good game. I don't know if it still holds up, but I recommend it. Even the DLC was really good. Well done. And over on Epic, guys, Borderlands: The Handsome Collection. Now, this comes with Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel. I never realized it doesn't come with the first game, but that's okay. Borderlands 2 is hours and hours of content with all its DLC. And while we were talking, we were talking about Arcane Studios and stuff, and I looked, and there's another free game on Epic. It's called Sludge Life. And this is from Devolver Digital. So that's free over on Epic. You get 2 free games. All right. So then that is pretty much it. Nothing jack shit free on Steam.
I think there's a big sale on Steam though on Warhammer games.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think going on. Yeah,
even
there is.
Xbox is running a Warhammer sale.
Yeah, so I mean it's up to up to 85% off on games. So you might be able to catch a good deal on a Warhammer game if you've never played one before.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, there's a lot of titles.
Are you guys ready to go? Get the fuck out of here. What are we doing?
Let's go. Let's get the hell out of here.
All right. Go, Gunny. Where can people find you? Go.
Go find me on Xbox, Gunny Chief. Over on Steam, Gunny Chief. Uplay Store. Yeah, I'm probably over there on that Rockstar launcher as well. On Twitter, Gunny Chief. Where do we find you, Mayo?
You're gonna find me on Steam, the Epic Store, Uplay, Origin, all that fun PC stuff. And you're gonna find me on the Xbox as the Mayo 1, and on Discord you're gonna find me as the Mayo. What about you, Jesus?
Oh, find me on everything at Jesus Box. I'll be playing this week some more Mafia 2 on the Steam machine. Shout out to, who the fuck was it? Somebody messaged me on Steam. Somebody messaged me on Steam. Who was it? Booty Hill Bob, thank you, Gunny. It was.
He added me somewhere. I think it was the Rockstar launcher.
Did he? What the fuck? Why did he not add me? The hell, bro?
I don't know, because I think I need to log. You got to go to the website.
Fuck?
That's what I need to do. Go to the Rockstar. Go to that. To the social club website, and then you can. That's where you add friends. I'm gonna do that right now.
Okay. Well, somebody, Bullstone was the one that messaged me. He was messaging me about that one game that I talked about last week. That This Is My Land. Because he plays Conan Exiles, and he was asking me. He was asking me how similar it is to Conan Exiles, and I'm like, I don't know, man. It's a survival game, and it's pretty fucking hard. And he's like, oh, okay, cool, man. Thank you.
Goldstone is one of our Australian listeners, Jesus.
Oh, hey, mate. Hey, oh, mate. That's a knife. Gunny. The Australian accent.
G'day, mate. How are you? Let's all go down and get see me, Mick Dundee, eh?
Anyways, find me on everything at Jesus Rockstar. Like I said, we'll be playing some more games. Let's play some Red Dead, people. If you have it on PC, add me on the Rockstar launcher. Jesus Box Lot. I'm ready to play games. Anyways, we're the fuck up out of here. Stay safe out there. Stay healthy. Don't get the Rona. Stay good. fucking
Just stay inside and play video games.
don't riot. You may protest. It's your right. Maybe not riot. Who knows? Do whatever you want, I guess. I don't fucking care. It's whatever. It's your life.
Just
I won't tell you how to live it.
don't burn my Target store down. Those things I like Target.
I was watching a video earlier. The Apple store in Portland got fucking looted. That shit's wild.
I saw that.
All that shit's useless.
I was like, what the hell is going on?
It's all useless. It's all useless in Portland. Why would you steal anything from the Apple store? Is the last store you want to steal anything from. All this shit is locked. The iMacs are locked. Their iPhones are locked. Their iPads are locked. None of the shit you steal from them is going to be usable. Anything. They're all going to lock everything. You can't sell it, Gunny. It's all locked. You can't do anything with it. Literally, it's a fucking brick.
Can you jailbreak them?
Nope.
No, I don't know.
Because you have to literally take them back to the store and have them unlock it for you. And they're going to be like, wait a minute, this thing was fucking stolen from my store. How did you get this? So, yeah, well, fucking hey. Good job, people. Anyways.
Look, guys, seriously, peace and equality for all.
Exactly. Stay safe, everyone. We love you all, every one of you. Maybe the Patreon's a little bit more. We're out here. Love you. Peace out. Good night. We'll see you on the next week's edition of the Horrible Gamers Podcast, the PS5 edition.
Yeah.
Right, Mayo? Next gen, Mayo.
Yeah.
Real gameplay.
Mayo's gonna be
On the PS5 hype train.
yeah, he's gonna be a PS5er. Anyways, we're out here. Bye, everyone. Bye.